on the Sentinels that I'm talking about. Their sight pops. That's what we're going to be looking out for right here. Their B site hits very strong. Their A site hits through heaven. Really, really strong. They don't get a lot of work done in mid with this comp. Can they disguise that in some way or another at some point in this half?
Def has always been an IGL that was absolutely incredible here on Split in his mid-rounding on the attacking side. They've lost him, and now it's this leadership by committee, Marv splitting the duties with the rest of his teammates, and the questions now fall on a map that requires a lot of mid-rounding. Take mid control, work into a split in the late round. It's the priorities you have on this map. How can these players step up and find those ideas against a team that is very adept in Split?
Yeah, and I would say the double duels kind of frees that up a bit because it opens up the B pops more because you have to double dive in, especially versus Astra. They can just pull B main, but when you have the Jet being able to beat that alongside the Sky Flash, that's huge. I would say this map comes down to who's a master at Split because it's a mirror comp. They both understand the ins and outs of the comp, and it's going to heavily rely on just the deep playbook, the adaptability from both teams. I'm excited to see what happens here.
Suggests to me that two very important things in this map are going to be pacing and info gathering, right? How well can you read your opponents when you're going to have fast executes, right? Are you willing to concede the space, look for the retake? Are you trying to stonewall them and meet them where the pressure is coming?
Yeah, and well, both these comps are double duelists. The trade-off you get in this composition is that your sole info initiator is Sky. That's pretty standard in this meta right now, but it still can be hard to play around. You only really have that one tool as activation to pop through smokes, that one main tool besides pushing for info on the defensive side. Puts a lot of pressure on that initiator.
Yeah, it kind of opens up the metagame a bit because you can game that initiator info knowing that that's the solo initiator, so you can see a lot of map control towards the opposite side of the Sky and then go back into it. There's a lot of options here for both teams. See what happens.
We got some funny signs in the crowd you love to see. We had a quick client restart, but we're all sorted out on stage and set for map number 1. So let's send it over to your casters for this first matchup of the day. It's Brennan Side's show. Wait, did Sentinels cut you, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. Already, man, it's crazy out here. You just can't trust that Kaplan guy. Or is it Sean? Is it Sean? I can never tell. I can never tell.
Management's been, I mean, they've been getting their fingers in that Sentinels pie, man, all day, all season long, to be honest. Been causing all sorts of mischief. Maybe they heard about your side bet as well with the mustache going off and glued onto the eyebrows.
We won't talk about that.
If they made the playoffs. Anyway, we won't talk about that, but what we will talk about is the stakes in this match here. Sentinels versus Furia, and it's all on the line. Must win for both of these teams. Furia, ample opportunities throughout the split to try and secure and lock up that playoff spot. They're going up against the Sentinels that, realistically, nothing to lose at this point. They've got to win this one 2-0 to even stand a chance, but even then the playoff opportunities are still out of their hands, yet they're going to be fighting tooth for nail as we get started.
And it looks pacey, and yet they're quiet. An early flash up A ramp and Sentinels are contact pushing. Is this the Marved IGL influence potentially? Take a little bit of heaven pressure. And at any point here, we're expecting the scene to be under a lot of stress and strain.
Kalau aku buka besar nggak bisa baca komen ya.
Biding the time though, you can see MW as well.
ML besok habis Jumatan. Aku besok solo aja lah.
Be aware that Util now being expended. Nade into the back, and it looks like a bit of an attempt.
Aduh, second kena.
I'll take down second.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh shit. Aduh.
In the hands of Mazine.
Tumben jam segini live. Enggak, aku emang nonton sih biasa jam segini, cuma nggak tak live-in. Ini tumben tak live-in, itu sebenarnya jawabannya. Ente bro. Aku sebenarnya tuh biasanya pagi ya, abis subuh. Cuma ya itu, kalau kadang-kadang nggak ada temen main aja. Kalau aku udah temen main sampai pagi mah, pagi terus ya mainnya. Tadi abis main sama Valonya Kojer kan, cuma jadi aku ngantuk. Kalau main Valo tuh capek sebenarnya, nggak tahu kenapa. Gak tau kita, aku tuh pengen jadi streamer tuh yang bukan ML doang gue sebenarnya gue. Cuma ya susah aja. Oh yang kayak bisa semua game gitu. Kita aku sih jadi ini sih, kayak bisa kayak Wawa sih. Valorant masuk, PUBG masuk, ML masuk. Terus pernah juga dia. Gimana lagi? Aku dukung yang merah, Sentinel. Aku nontonnya karena Sentinel last game aja ya. Kalau dia kalah nggak lanjut, udah gitu aja sih. Makanya pengen nonton.
I've seen them everywhere, bro. I'm surprised no one in the crowd has a flowchart as a sign. Here's how Sentinels make the playoffs, but to try to simplify it, Sentinels can win 2-0 today. And then if NRG win 2-0 against EG, they're in. Or MIBR can beat 100 Thieves.
You're losing me. You're losing
Oh
me.
shit.
They need to win 2-0 today to have the best chance.
Yeah, I like that.
We'll keep it as simple
Keep
as
it
that.
simple. Keep it simple, and that's just really the approach as well from Furia in this round. On the eco for Sen, looking to see if they can do any damage. They'd love a kill or two, taking away the armor of
Dapat
one or
satu
two of the
nih.
players, but Furia safe hands.
Udah low juga.
Spikes drop down into a really poor location.
Dor.
One enemy remaining.
Now down to just
Tinggal lu.
Pancada again, but inevitable at this point. So it's going to be that nice early start and lead for Furia.
Kenapa kayak ada hadiah
at the
masalah
beginning
itu?
of this one.
Keeping things clean too.
Flawless.
Oke.
All 5 survive with that weaponry, so it's the 4 Spectres and the Marshal that they're going to take into
Ah,
the bonus
Sentinel masih kayak gini aja mainnya ya.
And Sen, this one's where you need to start racking the rounds up, right?
PRX, cok.
On the
Aku
attack
win.
side, your double duelist comp is
Yang
going to
berapa,
work
Gi?
spectacularly well.
Ini sih harusnya kira-kira
No worries there.
2 jam 3 jam ya. Sampai pagi bisa jam 6 pun bisa ditembus.
Of course, that's going to be matched on the other side as well. And
Rantai lintang, makasih tanya udah datangnya.
ridiculous.
Walaupun nggak main Valo misalnya.
They are going to be able to match
Aku
those
sana tuh
players. I mean,
pengennya tuh
speaking
kayak
of the individuals,
bisa ngomongin
that's
semua
what they're
e-sport sih
probably going to be leading into
nantinya.
quite a bit.
Kalau
Second as a
emang
player
bisa
has been
channel bisa besar
impressively
apa gimana.
so damn much,
Valorant
despite the
masuk,
fact that
Dota
Sentinels have been
masuk,
struggling
PUBG
as
masuk,
much
ML
recently. I mean,
masuk,
he's been playing
AOV
some of
pun
the
aku
best
nonton juga
individual Valorant
kadang-kadang.
that I've seen in quite some time
Aku pengen
across
kayak gitu.
multiple
Nantinya,
roles. I mean, the
nggak
guy's
tahu
been
sih.
playing smokes for them recently. He's been playing flash initiators at time.
I don't know what he's going to play on Haven.
Yeah, it's up in the air really, but he's been playing it all and he's been putting up incredible numbers.
This round as well,
Diam-diam gini ya.
very slow from Sentinels. Reminiscent of the pistol, definitely looks like a game plan.
Iku.
Trying to
Iku.
contact up here, and
Os.
oh my
Oh, the
god,
timing's missed.
MW almost got caught,
Ah.
but in fact gets away with it there.
5-4 up.
This is so contacty.
Yeah, really dissuading this one, but
Dapat tes.
Okay.
Let's go. Langsung rame crowdnya.
through the smoke onto the angle, maybe off a bit of utility that MW was throwing out.
And that flash recognizes that there's nobody close in heaven. And again, quiet.
Satu lawan
creeping,
ini bisa digas
sneaking
nih.
their way through mid.
Very contacty.
It's gonna be hard for Furia to get their timings if this is how Sentinels want to approach the game.
Trailblazers are leading.
tuh.
The charge clears a lot
Oke,
of
nice
that
banget.
space,
Oke,
but
weh.
you can see the
Gas,
util.
gas, gas, penting.
Can't hold his ground, not into the corner. Site's going to be claimed now for Sentinels. Free access. There should be a free plant. Nothing to really push this one away, so getting themselves into the post plan now. Important to note, Pancada, he's got this backstab position that's all the way behind them here when Fury are attempting this retake.
Let's go, manis.
Yeah, he's the player to keep an eye out for. And how does the Furia retake look? They don't have a huge amount of utility that they can really use.
No
here.
dash for Digizine to get in.
Yeah, it's only one flash really from the
ini
team that can
nggak
apply
ngaku
any
ya.
pressure. To be honest, it looks like
nge-try
Furia
nggak?
are just playing exits.
Yeah, it looks like they've just
nge-try
given
ya?
up on any idea of winning
Iya,
the round.
nggak
How
nge-try.
crazy is that? They have 4 Spectres. They could have definitely fought for this. I mean, it's a bonus round.
Nggak nge-try anjing.
Almost. I mean,
Going in the last second then. Trying to catch. Maybe a couple of these exit kills. Takes the rifles out of their
Let's go.
hands, but no. Held for now, keeping the economy strong.
I'll be honest with you, Ben.
Exactly.
I was coming into this game thinking it was going to be an outrageous clash filled with scrappy Valorant and double duelists flying all over the place, high tempo. And actually what we've seen, so far at least, is really, really slow, methodical gameplay from Sentinels, and then Furia save it.
It works
Oh,
for Sentinels, don't get me wrong.
through the smoke.
Countless opportunities across the map, but
One enemy remaining.
if you're trying to opt into that contacty playstyle, you might start to have issues because guess what? Digizine has picked up the operator now.
Yeah.
It's a great tool.
Aduh, bahaya nih, bro.
Particular style when teams try and want to do this one, and look at this from already on the angle. Wall in his face, double satchel through, but he still holds it.
And this time a little faster from Sen.
Bos.
My. Narrowly missing the mark.
Nearly.
And this is fast, isn't it? Seekers to try and push their way through, but there is util being expended just to push
Oh,
them
shit,
back
shit,
through the
shit,
choke
no,
point.
no, 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 no.
Angle watch for, smoke forwards, Digizine can't hold it, he's stunned up and backed away.
No, please.
Meet him face to face, they wade right through, right past each other, they've missed it. There was a timing there,
Lah?
potentially for
Bisa tembus gitu?
some casualties.
Lah. Kok bisa nggak mati?
Going down here, flash deep into the back of it.
Dor.
Marv wants to take the fight to him.
Banyakin lu,
Digizine
Marv.
knocked down to 34 health, but still in the fight, still maybe make this winnable.
Pancada was detected on the lurk there. The flash.
Oh, nice.
Still gets
Nice,
takes
let's
down
go.
QCK.
Saving,
Yeah, double satchel
Oh, shit,
through
shit,
to
shit,
the back
shit.
here. This MW to try and make the most of this one.
Oh, nice.
Through tens, contains, traded though. Khalil making moves here.
Aduh, nempel banget, bro.
Short the retake out in the open. That second.
Fuck.
The last line of defense to try and offset this one. Diffuse. Angle held. Still all the way through. It's halved. But not enough time.
Let's go, Pankada.
Cold, ice cold.
GG.
Background holds the sideline as well, removing the
Jagoanku nih dari
at the end of the day, Sentinels
dari
do claim
champion
another one.
2.
I like
Kalau
this
lihat lot.
approach from Sen. They've
Gila.
kind of conditioned
Ada,
Furia
bro.
to expect a really slow pace at the beginning. They've seen as soon as he has money for an operator,
Gila.
Sentinels go
Kayak gitu ya guys ya. Ya iya Lintang. Kalau orang-orang jago beda ya. Kalau kita aja.
going for the late lurk, playing the clutch.
Sedih tuh.
It looks like a coherent game plan that Sentinels have come into split.
Nice. Awalnya bagus.
Yeah, but the reason
Kenapa
why
nggak
I
tidur
might sound
Lintang?
a little surprised here is just because, remember, this is a team that's recently parted ways with their IGL. This is a team that we saw struggle a little bit against Crew. They're showing good signs already, albeit with the score only at 2-2.
Sentinels have spoken about, you know, everybody having to step up, I think, as well with the deficit of IGL.
Deg-degan semua ini. Karena kedua timnya kalau Furia harus menang, kalau Sentinel kalau itu 2-0 kalau pengen aman. Gabut. Ya maksudku nggak tidur kenapa? Bukan gabut tuh jawabannya, nggak tidur karena nggak bisa tidur atau karena baca komik karena apa gitu maksudku. Kan gabut dong jawabannya.
For kind of accepting that burden of responsibility. Now,
Ini.
I do feel like Dajin could get
Kenapa dong?
here.
Kenapa dong?
The angle that he was holding is just so filthy.
Anjir.
And that wall is
Kok
it's a
bisa?
dodge one, isn't it?
Kok bisa one tap?
Pancada falls here.
Nah.
It's going to make things
Kok
just
bisa one tap,
more
Cuk?
difficult. I mean, you can feel the amount of emphasis that Sentinels
Wah,
are
kalau
placing
ini
towards that ramp position.
Thrifty
But
sih
40 seconds remain.
bertarung kita sih
This
Thrifty sih.
time, mid is where they're setting their sights.
Wow, nice. Let's go, second.
Clearance into the close corner. Expecting
Close.
somebody to be there, but it fights one. Dajin knives in his hand. Lovely bait and switch there with the movement all around them. Dajin, he survives for now.
Nice stance, let's go.
Single bullets enough to take him down. Position of Khalil not enough.
Let's go, Tens.
Wanted to get one for his troubles, not enough. So, spike planted now. Mazine, the rifle in the midst of all of that chaos. Lovely
Oh
move
iya lu
from
Tens.
spots out of
Jangan
position
Tens.
with the
Jangan
flash.
meninggal Tens. Gak bisa tidur.
Accompanying
Oh,
it.
gak bisa
They
tidur.
know Mazine is now trying to attempt the impossible.
Saving sih dia.
1v3 or save the rifle. That's what he's thinking currently. Wondering
Oh
about
shit,
somebody
oh
going for
shit.
the CT push. And
Nice.
holding on
Let's
another
go, let's
off angle.
go.
Nice off angle.
Catches Mazine. Yeah, I thought that was going to be dangerous, but disaster averted for Sentinels. The Jazine finds that opening pick, and to be honest, there were multiple players that could have been disastrous, including the Jazine, who I think got lost in Ten's cloudburst there for a while. But Ten's tip of the spear navigates that very nicely and guides his team on an explosive
Minimal
push
dapat
through B
5
heaven.
lah ya. 5-6 lah. Tapi harusnya
And at this
2
point,
duelis sih bisa
Sentinels are in
lebih.
control of the game. The Jazine's opted for another operator pickup, and this one has to work.
Yeah.
You know, Furia get knocked down again, and the op disappears. They're going to be broke.
Adjustment
Wah,
here.
main atas lagi dia
Holding
OP-nya.
that ramp angle. I think this makes a lot of sense. You know, we've noted the fact that there's a lot of attention to Sen. You know,
Tak
they're
ulti
lurking
juga
up
nih. Manusia
to
anjing.
that position, taking it
Manusia
around.
manusia
You
hijauin
know,
loh.
1 minute 40
Ini
to 1
anjing
minute
soalnya
mark.
manusia anjing.
Now he wants to creep onto it. I mean, this is risky. So many different angles to
Dapat
watch
ini.
for because
Dapat
I mean,
ini.
already you can see Tens has crossed that left-hand side.
The Jazine
Dapat
is
ini,
super
sumpah.
confident as a player. He loves playing these positions where he's open to multiple angles. He doesn't care.
Aduh.
He's just got confidence in himself to hit the
Awan.
shot.
Here the sound cue.
Oh,
Dash
yeah.
active. Dodge spots the two of them. Back on the angle. It's got a few seconds and a narrow angle at that. My goodness.
Dia
Meanwhile,
ini
though,
jumping
Zeki
jumping.
picks up a kill on MW in B heaven. And
Kawan,
now
kawan.
Khalil's under major pressure.
No time wasted. Rocket. That's
Jacken.
direct. Love to see
Gila.
it. Site's going to be opened up.
Masalahnya
40 seconds
jauh.
remaining, but the Spike has got an
Masalahnya
absolute
jauh.
marathon to make its way all the way back.
No?
Oh, you can't lose that. That is
Wah,
a
whiff.
critical kill.
You just cannot be losing that.
30 seconds left.
Heaven not watched for though. Opportunities to really
Bisa,
put a
bisa,
thorn
bisa,
into the
bisa.
side of Sentinels, but Sassy crosses.
Bisa. 3 lawan
Landing
2.
safe into the default box angle, but
Mati dah.
watching for the reposition now.
War.
So damn narrow opens it up still. Left down to 2.
Aduh,
make it 1.
kok bisa
Second,
ya?
Last one standing.
Jacken.
Movement. Placement there to isolate the fight 7.
Let's go. Gila. Gila, bro.
What an unbelievably good shot towards the end. And the individual quality of these Sentinels players has just carried them across the line there. Especially credit to Zekken, because not only does he finish, he opens this round up. The kill on MW in B Heaven is the whole reason they have an opportunity to hit the site and win that. Look at that. Kaplan and Drew popping off. I like the back-to-back setup as well. I didn't realize that's how it worked.
Class.
Forcing Furia into the timeout, but I mean, just to reflect on what we just witnessed, I said it earlier, Josh, I'll say it again. Zekken has been playing some of the best individual Valorant I've seen out of him in quite some time, across multiple roles, but he's been doing it all. I mean, that was just outlandish.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, the round does get a lot easier if QCK gets the kill onto Pancada in mid, but Mazine kind of mopped that up. Yeah, they would have an extra player to help on the retake, and it probably looks a bit easier, but with the quality of Zekken's shooting, it may not have made any difference. And like I was talking about before this round began, Tajazine bought another operator.
Yeah. Heavy investment.
He is back down to being broke. He's got light armor, a sheriff for this round, on max loss bonus, right? But still, the money is looking dire, and Sentinels are snowballing. The double duelist compositions, a lot of the pros talk about it being a momentum-based thing. You get those double duelists working well at the start of the game, and suddenly they're all fired up. They've got all the confidence, the pressure's on the opponent, and you start racking up these rounds.
Composition itself lends to being a bit more explosive. You've got the options, you know, with the double satchels, the dash, to try and take some of that ramp control elsewhere, trying to punish players tucked deep into mid.
Brent, this is a crazy investment of the Vipers.
It's on a half buy.
And he just ripped it at the beginning of the round. They've got stingers to work with here. This isn't a force. This is them just investing a Viper's Pit on a round where they have, I don't know, 20% chance of winning.
What it does do is corral Sentinels away from it. In theory, at least. Unless they chose to disrespect it.
It gives them a chance of winning. And we've seen other teams
have their
be extraordinarily successful. And they're currently playing Sen like a fiddle. These three players ready to collect the B push.
Tajazine on the angle.
Keren banget, langsung double pick gitu.
Double faced up. Pull is
juga.
Going to be locking down the two players here. Jump spot round the side.
Kena flashnya sendiri. Thanks. Let's go.
One after another.
And it's another anti-eco. The Sentinels navigate quite nicely.
Bam. Pancada.
It's more getting the better end of that Viper v Viper battle. These eco rounds have looked dangerous both times for Furia, and yet Tens at the front, navigating them really nicely. Yeah, the double face onto the angle, the way that he pulls around Pillar there as well to bail out his teammates that had been team blinded. In sync. All very clean looking.
Clean banget itu, bro.
Tens is having a great game.
Sini mbaknya cuma.
Here's another opportunity for Furia to start.
Ini kena serap sama Marv dua biji.
They've lost 5 in a row right now. They go for the operator.
Again.
Yeah, no armor.
No armor.
And there's really no change in the game plan for Sentinels. It's still putting out focus. A main.
Di semuk wis.
A slow beginning again. And ensuring there's no mistakes, no gaps in the play.
100% the Sentinels players are talking about the fact that Tajazine has enough money to buy an AWP. They're aware, they have that level of experience. Yeah. They are definitely thinking about this. Now, the challenge for them is, Tajazine can be in many different places around the map. So could be facing B main, pushing down mid. He could be posted up on A. That's why they're so timid here in taking that A ramp control compared to how we've seen in the past.
Opportunity, smoke.
Nice banget, nice
propped
banget.
up now towards Mail. Gives Marv a bit of that breathing room, but it's so dangerous. I mean, what if Tajazine was playing just in that rope room?
Well, that's why they double face it though, right? Yeah. They have Marv and Zekken there. And now they've got into a nice spot where, to be honest, Sassy can just rip his Seekers and hit the comm, actually. Yeah.
Oke, ketahuan satu.
MW having to use the showstopper, but he's blinded up near-sided. Seeker at his back.
Aduh, dapat satu doang untung.
Backs away, survives. Playing his life. The pandemonium now injected into this one. A spike nowhere near trying to make its way towards the side with 20 seconds remaining. QCK.
Dia masuk ini.
Spotted here, but he could be that backstab. He's worried.
Belum bisa cuy.
Marv, as the wall fades away, wants to take the fight to him. Confidence is there. Marv wins it. Dropped down low, but time is so damn low. MW, final line. Right to the back of the site here. 4 seconds remaining.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Tong.
Getting all on the board, eventually dislodging that one. There was a lot of momentum that Sen were gaining, but finally earning themselves that round.
Nggak masuk tadi.
Nicely played by Furia, and especially MW. He shuts down the push as it comes in by using his showstopper here. And that's a nasty one from Mazine too. But really by taking Tens out instantly there and repositioning, he halted all of the aggression, slowed the round down, and got into a position where Sen didn't really have a go button.
Nggak ada suaranya. Rotnya diem kalau yang menang bukan
Furia
Sentinel.
gonna need many more of those. Split's been a map that hasn't looked that great for this team. You know, previously they were running a chamber composition here that I wasn't a big fan of. Recently swapped over to the double duelist, and Sentinels have obviously picked this as their best chance of getting a first map on the board. So far the game plan is
udah
working
oke
perfect.
sebenarnya dapat 5, tapi jangan 5 sih, bisa 6 tuh.
The first gun round of Fury able to take away in this map so far, which is quite unusual when you consider that Sen actually, you know, you look at the statistics, Josh, are sitting near the bottom of the pack in the Americas when it comes to converting any gun rounds.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. At the same time, I feel like half of that has been that Sentinels have messed with their roster so much,
changed, yeah,
that they just don't have good game plans a lot of the time coming into these matches. And yet today, you can really see what it is, right? You could see that right from the beginning, that they were planning on messing with the tempo, messing with the reads that Furia would have.
Gak nih bang, Tens is back nih 50.
It's very coherent.
Dari minggu lalu tepatnya sih kalau Tens is back ya. Cuma minggu lalu tuh matchnya ya lawan peringkat paling bawah. Kalau kalah sih nangis ya, maksudnya ya malu sih maksudnya intinya. Jadi kemarin mereka menang dan ya kayak biasa aja, sebenarnya belum bagus. Ini oke sih, ini lawan peringkat ke-5 ya, walaupun lagi gila juga, tapi ya ini hitungannya peringkat atas dan harus menang ya.
Yeah, I think that's perfect for them. So now you get the mid-round audible call.
Tawan dong.
It's also really good
Yes,
information
movement, bro.
that it stops MW from playing in his position down mid. So they've got him off a deep line.
Kalian di top 1 siapa sih bang? Sekarang maksudnya kan ada 3. Oke, Tens nice banget. Lu. Let's go. Let's go. Kalau lu. Wah, gila. Gila Sentinel. Membara gindang. Top 1 di VCT Amerika, sekarang Loud. Pokoknya sama-sama Loud 9. Kalau VCT Pasifik alias Asia itu ada DRX sama PRE. Kalau di EMEA itu ada Fnatic sama Navi. Keren. Bisa gitu.
It hasn't really worked out. Let's go out there, let's have fun, and let's take it to a team like Furia, because they are the team that realistically they need to win this, Josh, to have all the chances in their own hands, destiny in their hands to make that playoff spot.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And
Furia
have already kind of squandered 2 chances against 2 North American teams already. The game against NRG, a 2-1 loss. The game against 100 Thieves, also a 2-1 loss. It's a little reminiscent, actually, of Leviathan, where they look great at the beginning and then are struggling towards the end to even cement their place. If Furia lose 2-0 today, there's only 12.5% of scenarios where they make it to playoffs.
Okay.
Really does get whittled down into just nothing. You never really want to get to that position at the end of the split. You'd like your chances to be solidified.
This is
making playoffs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was just going to say this is another really slow round.
Oke, bagus banget. Padahal kayak gini terus sebenarnya sih gerakannya.
Against the ecos, if you're not taking a bit of back control, things can get dangerous at this point.
Oke banget. Manis banget, Tens langsung one hit test.
Taking a fight at that angle, dash active Digizine. At the back of the site here.
Miss 2 kali. Nggak jadi planting Sachi. Oke. Let's go Tens.
The confidence radiating from a player like Tens now.
Wah, Tens is back beneran kalau ini, bro.
I'd like to see Furia up the tempo. I think with a team like Sen, they are benefiting right now from having a bit of time to think.
Iya bener. Sentinelnya kalau digas-gas terus juga bingung sebenarnya. Dikasih celah gini, enak dia mainnya. Kalau dia nge-push aja coba, bisa loh dapet itu. Kalau PD nembusin semua itu. Kalau berani nyoba.
as much experience playing with this 5-person roster.
Gila. Eco Fraggers
I would ask the question. But Furia have not once gone for some level of, you know, aggressive push.
Here.
Iya, push A kalau PD. Nah, nunggu lagi kan pasti kan, karena di C juga sih cuma. Kena nah itu loh kayak gitu loh. Itu dapat dia kan damage-nya. Nah, tuh, Jack kan dapat ternyata. Oh shit, push. Itu dia ulti Rosa, bukan ulti. Ini namanya Raze.
And the first kills are all going their way too. The players are on fire for Sen.
Parah banget.
So loose.
Sentinel.
Just a quick peek in. QCK deleted. Who's having a nightmare of a performance, by the way.
Yeah.
So many situations where QCK, you know, could have got a kill or should have got a kill and didn't.
And the money is rolling. Almost max on every single player, Sen. So why not hunt for a couple of the guns? It's Furia that needs to save. The Sassy check the corner.
Oh.
You think about what we were talking about with Furia previously.
GG lah Tens. Banyakin main pisau.
These kills are of such low consequence though.
Yeah.
You know, these are the worst type of consolation victory for Furia.
Just trying to hold on.
But think about what we were talking about previously with this Furia team. The fact that they were so good in 4v5 situations. They lose a player, it's all right. This team can still make it back. They were winning tons of those rounds. And now, in this match, Sentinels have won every single round where they get the first kill.
Yeah.
100% of their 5v4 situations converted. Because they're just getting the first pick and instantly taking a sight off it, and Furia have an op and they can't retake. And it's just game over.
Last round of this first half. Not really any util to work with, and Digizine again opting into that.
Ulti akhirnya Tens tadi enggak ulti kan.
Could potentially board a gun for MW, but
nah, ini loh maksud gue kayak gini harusnya tadi.
Presence in mid
kayak gitu bagus.
Updraft to try and cut up the angle. Satchel as well. Really no time wasted, is it?
Kelas. Apa yang ulti nih? Ulti OB ya mah. Ya sih bahasanya. Apa? Furia. Tembak dulu sih.
What's the call from Furia? How do you retake this one?
The Seekers have been used very early, and MW is using them to get inside
of the pit,
gak dapet. Even before the rest of his team are anywhere near.
Post the new box. Post plant positions.
Dodge the flash.
Held. It's a double flank now for B main. That's going to be the important fight to be taken here. Flash marved. Does he win the fight? Yes, he does. Paul at his feet. A re-swing, but the weapon's just not good for him.
Itu shotgun lo. Tense.
All up to Mazine. Spraying him down.
I've got your trails.
Venture. The time ticking short. Seeker in his face, nearsighted. Just got to give it up. You're losing this round. It's a 9-3.
Let's go, Sentinel. Dia kan ternyata gila-gilaan. Enggak sih, Rifki. Jack kan dari dulu jago dari Accept pun. Aku salah satunya suka waktu zaman Accent tuh aku suka banget Jacken sama BCJ. Jacken sih emang jago dari awal ya. Kalau aku bilang Jacken improve, aku sih salah sih ngomongnya sih. Emang mereka jago semua. Sih malah kemarin ngantuk mainnya ya, jujur aja ya, kurang. Ini dia, nggak tahu sih aku sih nggak. Kalau FPS kayak gitu lah, jangan samakan sama Mobile Legends ya, FPS beda. Jangan samakan MOBA. Kayak Dota gitu juga bisa samain. Soalnya kalau harinya lagi bau tangannya nggak kena. Kalau lagi kena udah mulai klops. Mungkin itu sih kata-kata tepat, bener itu. Kalau kamu lihat Sati sama Pankada sebelum dia masuk Sentinel, kayak orang gila banget, nembak ke flash pun dia masih kena cuy. Cuma pas di Sentinel kayak ngantuk. Tapi lagi-lagi sih menurutku yang paling penting itu IGL. Kalau di All Star, bener itu All Star. Makanya itu IGL yang paling penting Rifki. Apakah bisa mengalahkan ego-ego orang-orang jago itu loh. Itu loh Mas. IGL lagi-lagi. Kalau lihat tuh PUBG kayak EVOS PUBG. Itu tuh susah pasti itu. Pasti itu susah.
Likely when someone's by that A ramp super aggressive, it means it's the op. So when that happens, the two players in mid immediately start progressing up. But you can see they've stopped right where they are until DG hit that insane shot. The second DG hits that insane shot,
biasanya kalau nonton di Pasifik
nggak ada. They go up, they trade the kill at top male. And as a player, a professional player, you know now the scenario. You know what you've done. You forced the road.
Guys, kita sekarang harusnya Sachi gak sih? Sekarang maaf kalau dari ininya ya, apa namanya? Kamu ikutin juga Rifki berarti. Oh. Kalau dari apa namanya? Kayak resminya tuh maaf orang-orang bilang. Cuma aku sih jujur aja ya, menurutku Sachi bakal nge-call juga. Karena dari dulu kan Dead sama Sachi kan. Tapi itu jelas sih, emang dua itu tetap jelas. Kalau ide gak apa-apa nggak sih? Tapi tetap keputusan itu atau decisionnya itu tetap harus satu orang. Aku nggak mau. Cuman kan Dep itu kan, tahu kalau Dep diganti. Tapi kalau jadi oke gini ya oke sih. Emang butuh IGL cuman bener tuh IGL jago. Kayak NRG sama apa FNS bagus banget kan. Atau siapa lagi pakai IGL banget mainnya. Mungkin Loud ya, Loud juga. Oh, fanatik itu drill tuh. Drill tim dengan IGL. Fanatik. Soalnya Boster tuh kalau lihat dari mic check ya, Anda tahu juga kan namanya mic check kan dipotong-potong. Boster ini bener-bener kayak ngasih tahu derke, ngasih wah, sumpah itu bagus sih Boster sih. Bisa mengendalikan bahasnya, bisa mengendalikan apa? Bisa mengendalikan player. IGL gila sih. Bisa mengendalikan macan, itu kan derke kan misalnya macan. Sama Boster bro. Gila.
But it's just worked perfectly throughout the whole game. And the look is, as Sean was
describing, suka sih kalau apa ya, kayak bahas-bahas prosing setiap game-game itu. Aku nonton semua sih. Yang bikin capek mataku sebenarnya itu sih tiap hari. Nonton aku mesti. ML, Valo, Dot. Nice entry bro. Gila lari terus dia. Berarti mainnya sesuai strat banget. Bener banget. Mirip DR8 fanatik. Fanatik ada liarnya dikit tapi bisa tahan. Kalau DR kan, DR8 lebih gila lagi, buku banget malah. Aduh, ada satu orang di belakang sih jelek banget sih ini sih. Satu orang di belakang ini sih. Let's go Reds. Bisa gak sih? Banyakin lu. Let's go. Oke, ketahuan udah 2 orang. Ngapain Jacken? Ngapain? Dulunya habis lah. Habis dulunya.
Yeah, I'm not writing Furia off yet. They have been excellent in pistol rounds, won both of them in this map so far, and their attack side is normally significantly better than their defense.
Tadi Superman buy tadi, kalau katanya Caster Valorant. Karena tadi dia beli armor plus utility, plus dikasih Frenzy di MWZera ini. MWZera alias Razenya Furia.
What a difference in approach as well from both of these teams that we've seen on their attack sides. I mean, see Furia really leaning into that double duelist.
Udah Vandal aja nih.
Just explode out.
Udah Vandal dan Phantom nih. Vandalnya 3 dong rifle-nya. Kalau kena shotgun sih sedih ya. Jujur aja. Kalau kena shotgun sih sedih sih.
That's the kind of nuance that's available to you when you do run this comp on split though. You can really take that space quite quickly, or you can opt into just making your opponent sweat.
It's a good comp for messing with the pace of things, for sure. And Furia are going to go slowly here just because they're worried about a stack. It's an anti-eco. They do not want to drop the 3 rifles that they've invested. And this is an
aman aja Furia bro, nggak berkurang bro itu bro. Udah buang apa? Pensil sama itu apa saknya bahasanya? Graffiti apa ya? Lupa jadi aku graffiti apa ya? Itu namanya lah graffiti lainnya. Makan tuh buta bro. Ada tuh tawan. 2 orang. Dapat 2. Lumayan aja dapat 2 ya.
A lot of damage being done to Mazine. Second with a potential timing to be taken, but he's alone here. Dropping down, angle. Yeah, that's a double swing. So,
nice.
Safe eventually. Mazine hopefully looking to reclaim one of the rifles. They did invest into 3 of them, so yeah, they get all of the rifles back into their hands, carrying that forwards now into that bonus.
Hilang.
Yeah, that's really going to
enggak sih, masih dapat dia Phantomnya 1, 2 Vandalnya masih cukup, masih dapat, enggak hilang. Kadang-kadang sama Sachi ngesel enggak ya Outlaw. Nah, itu sih Rifki. Itu sih Rifki.
Suddenly it's on. We've got a map.
Tapi mereka dapat keuntungan juga lah. Ini kan hitungannya kayak Sentinel kan kayak kalau kamu ngikutin ML kan ya kayak rare kill maksudnya kan kayak apapun masuk dia kan langsung rame lah maksudnya. Tapi sih Laut sih gila banget Aspas nih ya. Langsung banget Aspas juga. Orang gila sih Aspas. Movementnya, aim. Lu kok free gitu dapat? Lawan trot. Oke lah ya, seri lah ya. Tapi itu untung di Furia sih tetap sih. Dia lagi terlalu masuk dong. Aduh. Iya gede banget emang Sentinel kalau masalah. Iya bener. Lah ini asli. Iya, Sentinel sih gila ya. Dia kalau lihat matchnya pasti rame banget yang nonton. Pasti rame banget.
Oh, that flash is going to give Sentinels such bad
information. Sassy thought it was cleared. QCK capitalizes. Rips off his head. Pride open this site now. Full rotation coming, but Tens
tahu nih. Tens
has been a monster thus far.
Gila, Tens lagi on fire banget sih. Sumpah. Bukannya, lagi itu musuh. Maksudnya kira itu musuhnya merah. Ada Sentinel. Ini sih rugi banyak sih sebenarnya sih. Udah hilang 2. Kayak gini lagi. Moga-moga menang lawan ini. Ini udah ronde bahaya, cok. Bahaya banget, sumpah bahaya banget, sumpah. Let's go. Kami dapet pub. Bukan dapet pub doang kalau Tens mah tiap hari.
Back up to their own tricks. I feel like Pancada probably
Tens lagi jago-jago aja sih hari ini sih, sumpah.
Off the hard sentinel roll. I
think it's
Tens that wins this round for them. Tens' kill on Dujazine right here. I think that's a difference maker. That's the kind of unfavored kill that brings you into.
Tadi mati bisa. Dia tadi lagi low kan? Ini tembaknya Furia juga lagi nggak kena aja sih menurutku.
He knows that that's a possibility and he's holding the smoke. Now nevertheless, a good bonus round for Furia. It wasn't the win that they needed to start snowballing the comeback, but they've damaged the economy somewhat. Tens only working with the Blade Storm. And I say only, but yeah.
He's been doing work, doing serious damage all throughout this map. He's been leading the charge, been cutting up the corners and the crossfire setups.
Ada ulti tapi bro.
He's still finding the value.
This looks reminiscent of the way that Sentinels were approaching their
Furia udah ngejing nih.
Sassy decides to invest the Trailblazer there.
As soon as the wall goes up,
Mam tuh spam.
Anticipating that there was going to be an attempt to cross.
Oh,
and that's great. That's something
nyebrang satu.
And QCK were never doing on the other side of things.
Lovely shot
Kena
return.
Tens malah.
Needed that one.
Bawa spek. Lah bolong gitu smoke. Lah, bisa bolong gitu smoke-nya. Dala ini bro. Spike-nya ketinggalan ya.
Yeah, they don't have the spike.
Yeah, it's miles away.
Tapi kan it's okay, bro.
I mean, what is going on in this round?
Seconds. It's given Sentinels a lot of time to actually now just start taking up this space. Nade into the back. Snake bite down into hell. Satchel play. Second. Moving. Did he spot them on the minimap? That's going to be the question. Still like how holds his ground. His bunker's all over the place. Duzine and QCK. There's 15 seconds. To the back of the side. There's no time.
Oh, shh.
Where's he pulling that from? What am I watching? How's Dujazine aced it around where Furia left a spike in spawn and Sentinel started to retake a site that wasn't had no plan on it? Okay, that was madness.
Aduh, capek.
Was madness, but some of these
Gila, gila.
From Dujazine.
Tos.
They needed this one.
This is nasty.
Tos. Ini katanya Mbappe. Oh, jangan. Sampai aku bilang.
You could hear you laughing in the background, Josh.
I mean that is one of the most ludicrous rounds.
9-3 tadi ya, berarti beda 6. Sekarang udah beda 10-6, beda 2. Beda 4.
That's going to allow Kaplan to talk with the rest of the squad and make sure that this comeback ends up being a fake one. So what has really been going wrong here? To be honest with you, I actually think the Sentinels played the macro side of that quite well.
Yeah.
So they're using the Trailblazer when the wall goes up to stop Furia from taking A ramp as easily. Then they spammed through the wall as well. They had a double repush in mid from Zekken and Pankada. Now Zekken taking Pankada
ya,
by the
masih
hand
10-6 sih, bisa banget ya, tinggal 3 poin lagi. Ya oke lah, abis ini kalah 10-7 terus. Bisa lah 11. Nggak mau ngomong lah, kalah tuh bisa cuy. Kalau ngomong-ngomong menang-menang tuh menurut iblis. Sayang banget Eraki nggak lolos playoff, suruh banget pasti. Iya bener, kemarin aku tuh mau nonton Rifki, cuma aku waktu itu ke Surabaya aku. Wah hari aku sih soalnya channelku ML sih. Aduh coba bisa universal gitu, aku pasti bakalan pas party terus sih apa-apa. Besoknya aku mungkin pas PNX doang ya bakalan. Kemarin GE hampir lolos, Eraki hampir lolos tuh semuanya, taruhin lolos semua. Biar seru gitu, banyak Indo main kan. Iyalah. Wah, udah mulai dari Furianya nih. Nah, terus udah tembaknya. Iya, dapat confidence sudah. Dia udah. Oh, hampir.
And we've seen some major whiffs from the Furia players early on in this match. If they start to get that confidence behind them, suddenly they're going to be matching the Sentinels players pound for pound.
Iya, susah udah nih. Furianya udah mau ngepick dari tadi mereka tuh nunggu.
There was a call made though in the middle of all that early A pressure.
Banget ketemunya malah raja terakhir. Oh gitu matinya ya. Masalahnya bukan ketemu raja terakhir sih. Siapa namanya, Rifki. Telat nyala, tim-tim yang Indo itu telat nyala, sumpah. Oke, nice banget, dapat satu. Oke lah. Waktu lawan PRX pun dia cukup dapetin 1 map kan sebenarnya kan, tapi gak dapet. Dan nggak bisa bahas ya, aku sedih kalau bahas sih, soalnya kalahnya bisa menang gitu loh. Tapi nice try banget sih buat global e-sport sama RRQ. Sebenarnya mereka nggak nolol banget lah jatuhnya. Bagus mereka malah mainnya. Tapi telat bagus lah sih. Bagusnya akhir-akhir. Improve-nya mereka kerasa banget. Dari awal-awal mungkin kayak nggak kenalan, terus tim kayak underrated atau underdog. Underrated sih. Berarti jago dong. Tiba-tiba terakhir, apalagi Xvero tuh jago banget Xvero. David Surabaya udah enak.
Yeah. One of the reasons why Aspas plays on site so much, if you think about the way that he tends to play things for loud.
Oh, udah OP ya Tens ya? Menang sih. Tapi 1 round lah ya. Nah, kayak gini maksudnya. Ngecap pede gini maksudnya harusnya.
Activated. I like this idea because he's also, even without a kill, he is informing the rotates. Pankada, go back to mid. Sassy, go back to B. And Tens just gets posted on this line.
Giving good mid-round info.
Bagus ini. Nahan A, ngelok A pakai OP itu udah paling bener tuh. Terus lainnya ditemenin. Oh shit.
Ult being expended. Open a carve, open a path. Seekers in the face of MW. No one there to break that one.
Lah.
Slamming into him, the nade doing a lot of
damage,
chipping them down, but a heals there. Now the Seekers as well. Pushing them back, buying a bit of space for them to get that plant.
Sampai depan udah Tensnya ya. Sampai depan udah Tensnya. Coba sih dapat 1 sih.
This is risky.
Yeah, this is
Where would you want to take this one? I mean, you could have been swung from heaven here, but no, they take control of that one with a quick updraft. That's Digizine now up close into the smoke. Anyone's game.
Di wall temennya dong. Nice. Let's go. Aduh miss. Nice, let's go. Ternyata tadi wallnya masih kelihatan ya. Nice. OP woy.
Yeah, they were too late to get to it, to be honest. Whenever they were trying to get aggressive in the post plan, Sentinels already had people there. Marv does a fantastic job of anchoring the site without really doing too much. He knows there's a showstopper coming through, so he doesn't play in an advanced position where he can get caught. He just controls CT, pulls Pancada over, and the two controllers lock down that push into spawn. It's nicely done, nicely handled, and this has taken all of the wind out of this potential comeback. Yeah.
Pancada ultimate, dapat mid, berarti tinggal A sama B.
Just determined to get value from it.
On the attack side, and there's a Viper's Pit in your face in mid. Unless sightline is going to be afforded to you to get any value. I mean, maybe the goal.
Waduh, seru. Gor! Let's go! Ketarik tadi, pas banget ketariknya, pas banget. Tarik cuy. Oke, main satu, saya udah main satu. Oh, kayak OP orang ini.
Where's the opening?
Right there.
I mean, Furia have still not committed fully to this. QCK was in sewers. There's still a minute on the clock.
Ay, natap. Wah, mati dah. Let's go. Keren banget itu tadi. Nah, anjing langsung ulti.
And he's hoping just to salvage the gun, get out of there, stay alive, deny any more damage.
Udah lewat nih,
Sentinels off the back of that one. It's going to be earning that map point, that 12th round. It's inevitable.
It definitely is, and this has got to be gutting for the Furia players. They've just got to sit quiet,
Nice.
allow QCK
Let's go.
to hear, so that he can save this weapon potentially. But running through all of their heads will be the knowledge
10 seconds
that
left.
this looks like another chance slipping away for them to control their spot and get into playoffs.
Ya, padahal sayang banget ya hilang satu ya. Lagi miskin juga sebenarnya.
Next time, but you're right, Josh. I mean, just think about what the mental state is currently. Match is a must-win for Furia.
I mean, they just need a map. If Furia can win even one map, they still go through to playoffs. Just less than
sumpah ini bagus banget.
It's like 62.5% chance if they just win a map here. And that's what this game comes down to. It's not even about really winning the entire match. It's that both teams need the map wins.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous.
Boleh nih bocil. Yoi. Boleh. Tadi sih bagus, anjingnya ya bagus ya. Nah, kayak gini loh yang keras ini lo coba harusnya. Pas banget. Udah nggak ada dash nih, Jet. Apa nih? Matikan boy. Mau OP bos. Matikan bos. Anjas. Menang sih, harusnya menang sih.
All 5 of them. They want to explode into this one. It's an all-in gambit to try and salvage around and stay in this.
Oh, dapat gratisan.
Mazine falls into that angle.
Aduh, sabar.
The Viper's pit down as well.
4 orang dalam side ya. Oh, dibaliknya. Kenapa dibalik? Oh, dibaliknya.
And Furia are able to get the plant down. Viper's pit underway too. Now this has got to be a one situation for Furia if they want any chance.
Util's used, and you can see that's a stun. Snakebite pushes it back away from elbow. Boomba clearing it close. Satchel trying to afford a capable fight. A narrow angle. Pixel perfect, but second kills it with the spray down. Khalil time. Breaks the smoke, it's falling to pieces. To the scene, last one left, and doesn't stand a chance. Sentinels.
Cool. Gak sia-sia bro, nonton bro kayak gini bro.
Not only taking the map, Bren, but by the look of it, inflicting psychic damage upon their opponents. The manner in which these Furia players have lost that map.
GG yo, IFK.
Crushing. The whiff at the end there from Khalil.
2-0 nih, jangan ngejing. Katamu tadi jangan ngejing. Aku udah mau ngejing udah. Lah, macet cok. Alhamdulillah biasa gak gigit. Aduh.
Smiles exiting the stage. A map win to set them straight and lead it even deeper into this series. I mean, listen, the percentage chance just keeps going up and up.
It's getting very real. Again, a reminder, if Sentinels win 2-0, if they win on Haven coming up right now, they only need NRG to clean sweep EG, and they're in. They could, by the end of today, Sentinels could be in playoffs.
But it comes down to that next map that's being played. Job's not done. Fight's not finished. Still gonna make it clean. They are looking good. They are looking certainly good. That's gonna do it for map number 1. Do not go anywhere. You know you're not gonna want to miss what's coming up next.
Yuk bro, iklan dah, sana dah. Salah. Kalau orang-orang streamer tuh mukanya dibesarin ya, cuma kalau aku dibesarin blur kameranya, jadi betul ya. Mau beli makanan yuk. Main Honkai Star nih. Gila ini game seru banget. Jadi 2-0 lah ya kansnya. NRG habis ini ya berarti ya, harus menang, harus kalah juga IG-nya nih. NRG lagi bagus, harusnya menang harusnya. Cuma enggak tahu bro, game FPS nih gak jelas bro. Susah sih aku nih streamer ML bro gak bisa pindahnya. Saya kalau bisa kayak streamer jadi 2 gitu ya, yang bisa semua. Ini lah, fitur bonusnya +5 anjing. Aku orang ini bro. Enggak di live ternyata, baru live cok, nonton ini doang. Oh iya, aku belum. Putih, Cok. Apa nih mainnya nih? Istirahatnya kapan nih? Lama lah. Kenal Sentinel dari itu sih. Tahu kamu telur. Jangan ngejing, yuk. Kosong. Hah? Mungkin enggak. Soalnya di bet-betan Sentinel. Oh gitu ya. Lord. Tahu. naruh di Sentinel. Tahu pantesan. Tuh, udah main.
This is a composition that is quite complex to play on Haven. Double controller is hard, but when executed properly, it works so well. On the side of Sentinels, though, they went back to comfort, to the basic. A double duelist, a double flash comp with the Jet on this one. I'm completely lying. It's not the Sky. It is that Sova, but still, it's the comp that everyone has ran forever on this map. Every team knows how to play it. It's not going to be crazy hard, and it gives roles that's comfortable. Zekken having to flex over to the breach. Quite as proactive as the race. It's still roles he's great at.
Yeah, and just a small thing to add here, we see Marv picking the Astra over the Omen, so I think that adds much more cross-map utility, which helps on defense, and that's just a small pick, because oftentimes teams go for the Omen. So it's
a little shake-up in the comps. We'll see which team nets the victory here in map number 2. Let's find out, though, if we can go all the way to 3 as we send it back over to Brandon Sideshow for the call.
All the way to 3. I mean, Furia would love that one, but currently it is Sentinels in that driving seat. They took away map number 1. All smiles, Josh, when they're coming onto the desk. And listen, a bit of behind-the-scenes info as well. I was looking over at the player setups as well. The frustration was pretty clear early on for Furia, even at the beginning of map 1. I was looking at Khalil. You know, it was his client that ended up resetting. It was a bit of a desk slam as well.
Before the game had even begun.
The hand warmer was going down onto the desk with quite some force before the game had even begun.
Yeah.
And I think for Furia, the task now is to really pull up the bootstraps and see if you can dig yourselves out of this hole, because let's be real here. Expectations, Fury making playoffs, that's really what they projected themselves to be doing.
Their pistol rounds have been good so far, which is crazy to say. They won both pistols and still lost 13-7. Got absolutely destroyed. This map, though, their pick. And they should be favored to win it as long as that confidence is still there. As long as they can perform at the level that we've seen them perform at before. It's a really interesting fight ball that they've got too. But an alarm bot is in front of it, so that garage information is kept by
That's the goal of the wall, I think, just in case the Killjoy turret is used in a close corner.
But it also blocks off one side of B if they do go for a B hit.
Yeah.
Ada chatnya masuk ya ternyata di situ ya.
Instead, though, Furia grouping up towards A long.
Kecil banget chatnya, Cuk.
And that cascade is going to keep all 3 players on Sentinels rooted to the A site. What's the decision here? There's still a lot of time in the round.
They haven't cleared any of the prior util.
Nyimpen banyak
quite
tapi
a few options that Furia can still go for, but I'd like to see something decisive. Something that indicates the confidence is back for this team.
Down to 35 seconds on the pistol round, nevertheless.
Wow, and they're swapping up the play.
30 seconds left.
QCK still looking to lurk.
banget sih.
Dash is active though, so there's going to be that explosive presence
banget sih, bro. Ini, bro.
In their face, slows them down, but no intention from Sentinels
Ya,
to
dikasih.
fight this one. All the way back. Tens though. Oh, that is
dapat satu.
That's on the lurk.
Yep, on the lurk, catching QCK, so an important first kill. Walls in their face. Make it a
Tadi
bit more
udah
difficult.
gak bisa smoker lagi dia.
Into the side, NW holding close here. Needs to get 1 or 2. He's going to be faced here with his teammate. Darts, covers.
Oke. Winnable banget bro, 4 lawan 2 bro. Dan sampai Indonesia. Oke. Low, let's go.
Sentinels winning that pistol round.
It's a massive one for them. You want to keep the foot on the throat, to be honest with you. Sentinels want to keep Furia down. They need this map as well.
Go.
This is not a situation that you often see. But towards the end here, just to reiterate again, Sen need a clean 2-0. It is way easier for them to make playoffs if they can win here on Haven.
Just an outcome that, listen, no one was really expecting. Anyone with an analytical mind, listen, maybe... the fans, I'm not calling the fans not analytical, Josh. Listen,
sounds like it.
I wouldn't say
sounds
that.
like it.
Listen, I don't want to attract the ire of the Sentinels fans, but let's face it, the odds were so damn low heading into the beginning of today.
The deck was stacked against them, but Sentinels are forcing Furia to play 52-card pickup.
Ini
Dapat
satu gak sih harusnya, at least. Ini kenapa
Aggressive angle here. Marshall to the chest. Could be a wall bang. I'm not sure if MW invested into armor that round or what, but Marshall did not bring them down, and he's getting good information to reposition now short. Could be troublesome. Rest of his team trying to help him out now, flooding into the back, but
oh, nice.
Potential danger. Smoke to try and cut up the side.
Nice, Sachi.
Aduh. Being discussed earlier. Valorant was talking about it with the Astra in play.
Aduh, hilang 2.
Still, exchange. It is 3 versus 3, and the walls
rugi banget.
Very difficult to pass through.
Tenza slipped himself around. The first contact now becomes the backstab.
Damage is done.
Remaining.
QCK low enough that one shot will do it from most of the weapons.
Nice. Hampir tapi udah nggak bahaya tadi.
Potentially been dangerous, but no. Second round cleaned up. 3 of their players.
Ini kenapa masuk ya Moskow ya?
Ini loh. You see the focus from those Sentinels players.
Harusnya ini tadi.
Not all smiles and laughing just yet. It's gone from being an outside chance to seriously capable.
Apa Moskow masuk lagi ya?
Sentinels realize that they've got a great shot here. And the bonus round is going to have some danger behind it too.
Nice, no scope.
Couple of bulldogs. Not the best bonus
tapi
round.
hilang banyak tadi.
But they're shifting things around too. Tens with a stinger. I mean, it's a 4-player stack on C. Are they going for some aggression here, perhaps?
Oh iya, dimajuin hokinya.
They found the area that only QCK is holding. This Viper wall has been transitioned. They've been throwing the one towards Garage in the first 2 rounds. Now to the C wall, which is going to be
ada ulti Sachi
one of
tapi
their
ya.
primary walls.
Bisa banget sebenarnya dapetin.
That lands A.
Kalau mau bayar ulti tapi biasanya orang nggak mau.
Pixel angle for the info. Sassy did a lot of damage there actually. Landed the shot onto Dzine, so has to get healed up. Patient, cautious. However you want to call it, that's how Furia are playing this one with a minute left onto the clock. They don't want to give away anything too easily, but all that earlier
mereka A lagi ya.
Tends to be posted up there from the beginning of the round, so he knows that there's no lurk on the C. Playing all the way back now, just trying to survive, but the site's going to be theirs. Risky from Marv, 39 health. Any bit of spam could have done it.
Nah kan ulti kan, makan nih satu nih.
Let's go. Damage is done.
Nice.
As the plant is denied there, Mazine finding it troublesome. 30 seconds.
Dapat 2.
This time nothing to
Oh,
really
di heal sama ini tadi.
There is danger behind this one. We'll see what Sentinels can achieve. Crossfire setup's good.
Main tadi itu damage-nya.
How do they want to
Harusnya bisa sih. Dapetin satu lagi. Nah.
That forces the Dzine forwards. Snakebite's going to be used in response to make sure nobody can push forwards. Pinged into the corner.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oke, udah apa sih udah mahal. Tapi 3 lawan 2.
Running a bit short. One shot through the box. Weak enough Khalil has handled an easy one, yet now it's down to MW. And this is more than dangerous. Up to the top, high ground. What is that?
Very nicely handled by MW, but that got far too
apa dong kayak gitu. Udah kayak naik gitu
far
tembaknya.
too close. Furia barely fended that off, and there was only 2 bulldogs. There was stingers and other things, and you know, how does Fury invested for sure? But they struggled with
dapat 2, 4 lawan. Emang
struggle, but
crowd-nya sih benar-benar Sentinel banget crowd-nya ya.
They get through it, and there's some major ults to work with here. Sassy's fine to invest his Hunter's Fury in the prior round. There's no lockdown, nowhere near. But Mazine is... Mazine's got his Reckoning online, and that could be great for an A hit. There are so many players A-long right now.
That Reckoning's going to be used to clear them close here. The stunts are doing so much work, and... Well, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They know where Sassy's contained.
Mati jelasnya, udah kena ultimate gitu.
Doing his best to contain, but that attempt to
rugi bandar bro. Mulai dari dah.
Didn't find the timing for the A-long regress. Also, the breach flashes just aren't that great into all of the harbor utility.
No, especially double smokes with the Viper and the harbor, the walls. You'd really prefer a Sky, I think. Give more options with that, but
right. But at the same time, you know, if this is the comp you've been running with, you don't want to change the comp.
No, exactly. You're not gonna make those kind of swaps.
But it is going to be difficult for Zekken throughout this defense side to find value. I think with those flashes, he's got to be very precise on the walls that he picks. And more so than that, the timing was just not quite there.
Yeah.
Mazine's Reckoning gets tons of value.
Iya tadi ultinya GG aja. Mau kabur bingung, mau maju kena.
They definitely did. A nice clean round. Cleaning up all of that aggression. And they also got another interesting piece of info that the operator was playing away from the 3-player stack.
Anjir.
It's quite a bizarre setup, to be honest, from Sentinels here that they've called. The double initiator and the Astra playing together on an aggressive play with the operator on the other side.
Susah sih.
The eco round looked dangerous previously. And Sassy, he's going to go for a hero bulldog.
That is interesting. Drop the 500. Tens. Save the op. Keeping it active, but you can see how difficult it is to get any sort of value when you got the harbor walls in your face, high tide cascades, all the common positions. And it's a play from Furia. Take that A-long control, use an ultimate to clear them forward, to clear them fast. Tens. Oh, he doesn't know which way to look. There's a pull. Gave him a relatively easy shot, but he is just being chunked down. The bullets finding their mark. Second at the back of the site.
Nice.
Sassy, he's been granted an opportunity. Smoke in his face. He can weave, dodge in and out, but the back of the site now being cleared up.
Anjir.
Lovely reset.
Smoke-nya.
With 3. Precision being the name of the game.
Smoke-nya ganggu banget.
Okay, I was waiting for the first Furia to look like they had something going for them today. And it's going to be MW by the look of things. He dropped 30 as Sky in one of the games previously on Haven and just absolutely took over.
Gila, kepala terus dang.
And he is fired up.
Yeah, and I think that is necessary.
Yeah, getting any of these players online. Khalil in week 1 and 2 looked like the best player in Americas. We haven't seen that form from him, you know, in recent weeks, but certainly not today. QCK's been fumbling. Deshazine doesn't look like he's been able to get any impact. You know, he had the operator all the time on split, couldn't find value. So we've really been waiting for somebody on Furia to pick things up. And then W comes out with a great series of kills there, albeit on an anti-eco round. And Sen are going to take a timeout here to address what's going on. They've got to be putting the focus onto that A defensive hold.
Yeah, I think their initial game plan is to try and play it really aggressively, because if you're trying to retake through A against the double wall, you have so much util to get through. They have snake bites to deny, even the nano swarms, any sort of attempt to try and get into the side after that. So it seems like the game plan is to revolve around fighting over A, making sure that they can't quite even get the plant down in the first place.
And I do want to point out the harbor utility that Mazine is using. So he's running a high tide that allows them to take a bit of a long control, and then it also cuts off short.
Yeah.
So it becomes very, very difficult for Tens to get aggressive and, you know, get him posted on lines towards short or long.
Ini juga harusnya 5 doang cukup.
Against a comp like this. So a ton of these adaptations, like the 4 players stacked over towards A right now, are going to be all on the fly.
Really going to test them, the knowledge that's capable. Shakhtar connects.
Aduh.
Angle fight taken. Sassy. Quite win it. The Drazine finding that target. There's an aftershock. Does force out the dash nevertheless. So
hit.
Furia willing to slow things down still with that player advantage that they've got.
Iya bro.
Traded Sassy.
Map ini hilang bro, tapi masih oke, sudah bisa 5 lah, 5 atau 4 lah ya.
To push in front of the cascade, so they've posted Tens up incredibly deep here.
I mean, I respect this play,
Ah,
but
mati lah
it
kalian
hasn't
tuh.
been used, and now it's going to be used clear. It doesn't have dash. It's so damn risky. There's a stun though.
Ah.
Rips his way across, buys him some space, but Mankata also getting chunked down in the middle of all of that.
Oh, ini spam mati dah.
1 HP. And Tens has been pushed away. The Trailblazer did not give him any ability to stay around that A-long push position. And Sentinel's defensive setup
dia.
It's so grouped up.
Yeah, so grouped up. Second with that.
Dur.
That's just timing.
Bisa ulti. Bagus banget ini.
Spamming it down, MW gets out, not quite.
Nice, Tens dapat.
Kembangnya
kena. Aduh, miss.
It gets one. QCK staying alive and breaking down Mars.
Tens banget, gak bisa.
Getting planted. 2 players left standing. Shots need to be hit. Shots need to be landed. Not enough bullets left in exchange. Doesn't quite get the gun up in time. So
tadi kalau bisa ultinya aman sih. Gak ada yang cover.
In terms of how they wanted to play this attack side, I think the way that they've just been cutting down the time, picking and choosing their timing really nicely as well.
and always pushing
HP-nya
Sentinels
1,
away
bro.
from those early areas. Sen had no info towards A that round. They had 3 players stacked on B and 1 in garage. And any play that Sentinels are cooking up here,
ini kalau
so
di cover
improvised, because
menang
I would
ini.
suggest it's probably that they haven't played against these
Itu di
comps in
cover,
scrims.
putih
And it's all
nyala, gak bisa
theory.
planting, bro.
I mean, even that final moment, Zek and team flashes 10s. You know, it just looks...
Oh, the dart.
Rough.
Didn't connect. It leaves Sentinels a bit unaware. I mean, listen, taking risks. Close to the angle, though. 10s! Rips free!
It's good hands.
Dash to disengage. He's got another one in
Ding,
his
ding,
back pocket from those
ding,
kills.
ding,
Well
ding.
earned.
Dang.
And it's forced this pivot. Scrambling now. 2 players left standing for Furia. It's a free sight.
Pancada's got a decision on his hands. Does he want a rifle? He would have to go all the way back away from this retake in order to pick one up. It might just take too long.
Viper's pit. Time not available.
Oh.
What a shot to hit. And this is nigh impossible. With the Viper's pit, no rifle, turret in your face, that's going to be catching contact. Peppering him down. 4 in the chamber. 3, 2, 1, double face, double swing!
Kira hampir dapat lagi Pancada
Oh,
waktu itu.
Started to believe for a second.
Shouldn't have been doable. An excellent try by
JADWAL
Tens.
5.
The 3
Bahaya.
kills he gets with the Blade Storm.
Bahaya
He goes
juga.
above and beyond. But outside of these glimmers of individuality, the game plans have not been working. They
Ini
can't
udah keren
stop Furia
banget.
from taking A lobby control.
Dang, dang,
As soon
dang,
as they
dang.
get that area,
Dang, dang.
they take
banget,
long
bro.
and they take short. What are they going to do? Fight like that and ask Tens to get a 3K every round? It's just not. It's not replicable. And at the moment, this is a carbon copy of Split, but with the teams
Anjir.
just flipped upside down.
Yeah, reversed. Look at this. Pointing down the forward, just
Anjir,
funneling it forward
gila
towards-
nge-clearnya.
Fighters wall not actually up though, so the site's going to be wide open.
Oh, gila.
Tap tap with a rifle. Bullets flying past and doing that damage to Pancada, but everyone's surviving from Sentinels, looking to try and get this retake going, but look at how difficult it is.
Wah, gila bisa naruh situ dong dia. Gimana cara tuh naruh situ tuh?
The extra element of the Seekers now pushing them back and just buying just that much more.
Wah, gila ketahan banget
Once
itu.
this Viper Orb goes down, though, they've used the Cascade already, so it will offer an opening.
Tensa's dash, active now. Needs to try and get into the back of the side. Flash, into the smoke, spamming it. Into the corner, not landed. Stun as well. Where's the rest of his team? Really being denied entry. Time running so damn short. The crossfire setup all over the place. No one can grasp any sort of map control towards the back. And
Oh,
Furia,
saving, Jok.
you're going to be winning this one.
Saving, ya.
2 left standing. Vacating, getting out of there. Got to keep the rifles intact. And the money. To Jazeen.
Yalah.
Got
Aduh,
money to buy.
tambah
he
menipis,
really
bro.
There.
It's max
Chance
money for
kemenangan,
QCK,
bro.
because Furia have been on such a run.
Oh, jangan OP sih rasanya.
They're probably just going to be able to buy now for the
Kurang
rest of the half,
berkurang
no
ya
matter what
rupiahnya.
happens. That's the level of economic cushioning that Furia have access to. Sentinels can't retake into this comp.
No.
There's way too much. I think you did a great job of pointing out all of the different layers that they have to get through. But Sen also can't fight early either. They haven't been able to win the opening, like early skirmishes for map control. And a reminder again of how important
Ini
this is.
digas, so gak bisa geraknya.
Sentinels are going to take a timeout here to
Wah, tembak 2 kali.
adjust the course that their
Second
ship is on. Yeah, really early. But to reiterate, if Sentinels win, but it's 2-1, this is how important Haven is. If Sentinels win, but it's 2-1, they need EG to beat NRG, they need Leviathan to beat Loud, and they need MIBR to beat 100 Thieves. All 3 of those have to happen.
So all 3 of those upsets need to occur, basically.
Yes. And that is with a Sentinels victory.
Yeah.
On bind. So that's why Haven is massively important, because it simplifies things, it makes things possible for Sentinels to make playoffs. It's still not in their hands.
Oh, aku punya
But at that point,
pantun.
they've done
Apa
everything they
Sasuke?
can.
Yeah, chaos in the standings.
This though,
caused.
this is an enormous deficit.
Apa aja sih?
And what a turnaround
Pertama
for
itu
Fury.
ada
Yeah.
Just immediately
9
pulled themselves out of
NRG.
the horrible spot that they were in on Split
Leviathan,
and
100
looked dominant here with this composition on
5.
Haven.
It's such a difficult ask, I think, as well, because the key to victory,
Furia,
as we've been mentioning, is to try and deny the plant even going down in the
EG,
first place.
Sentinel.
Sentinel have been trying that, they've seen the A lobby aggression, all that util being dumped early on.
Kan
But
nggak mungkin
even
sesama
still,
ya.
it's, one thing to have the theory, they just don't quite have the practice.
Yeah, actually, one of the things that's worked very well against Furia and Loud, who run this comp, is flood defenses on sites.
I suggest you move.
Here we go, the
I
reckoning on the
suggest you
C-split.
move.
Yeah, and this is a classic play. We've seen this one.
Makan tuh akhirnya.
Finds his
Miss.
back to disengage. He's low. 5 health to him. Hunter's Fury buys him some space, buys him some time. And the kill is claimed, but still Tens falls. And this lurk,
Low
MW.
sih.
Oh,
Marv's got it,
timing. Marv's off to the side. Yeah, okay.
Wah,
Well,
Marvnya
not before
telat,
MW
tapi-
does claim one. Lockdown. Pushing them back.
Maaf sih telat.
You can't break it. You have to wait it out.
This is a lot of time off the clock.
A lot of time off the clock. Risky bit of Jazeen, but it's a 2v3. A kill here would be tremendous.
Wah, anjing
Shorty
sini sih.
in his hands. 150
Nice.
by the way. Left up to Khalil though. 1 versus 2.
Polos bet polos. Nice.
Isolated with the util in his hands. Absolutely.
Dan dia kembali
the wrong
papan,
time
jangan lupa
there.
bawa bara dari aku orang
And
tuh
that's
udah
the
kain
first
cover kalau udah bisa
post-plant
seperti
that Furia
kan.
have lost
Oh iya, kok sedih gitu Sasuke.
since the pistol and follower.
Like clockwork.
Alhamdulillah, tapi lah satu
Finally
poin
find
lagi.
something that works. And to be honest with you, it's what, forcing Mazine to use a bad reckoning? Look at this reckoning. It doesn't tag onto the operator player in backside, so Tens is able to get his spot and buy
Ini
enough
tadi
time
telat
for
banget
Sassy
sih,
to
coba nanti dapat sebelum
things
itu
to
mah.
get really shaky. It's not some kind of big game plan adjustment.
No,
it's just a mistake from Furia.
And it's come down to Sentinels just capitalizing off of it. That was an expensive round to win. Only one player surviving.
Apa sih
See how
menang yang
strained
menang
that
tuh.
economy is. Still with a decent buy
Mahal
online,
ya.
but util's
Udah
not there.
kalah anjing.
So
Tens is
Sentinels-
opping right behind this one.
Oh, and this wall, yeah. I mean, the dog, does that spot that? Pull.
Oh, dapat.
Still to Jazeen.
Anjir.
Oh my goodness. Claw on his way into the back of the site and 2 players removed. You do not want
Nice.
to he picked up the ult
Aduh.
back of the site. It's okay. Scrappy. And MW. Blind fire into the smokes. Khalil containing. Popping them out. Okay, why not?
Ah, lemes cuk.
Nice
Cuk.
side hit from Furia though, showcasing how aggressive they can get with Jazeen. Jazene's ready to collect Tens when he dashes backwards. He dashed away from the first kill, and he fell into Jazene's lap. That's how aggressive that entry jet was. And then
Wah, gila dapat 2 polos gitu. Ini juga tes.
as soon as the gears
Yes,
start
mm.
turning on this Furia squad, their player quality is very dangerous, very difficult to stop.
Bot coming back.
It's a full eco from Sentinels. They've just got classics. This half is going to be disastrous for them.
Yeah, an attempt to punish. Players vulnerable up, but you're right, Josh. Looking at least 8 rounds now for Furia. Because Lord knows they ain't winning this retake now with the classics.
No, and even if they had managed to generate some kind of player advantage, Zekken was the one with the big retake ultimate. Pancada, when he dies or gets a kill, is going to have that lockdown for the next round, so big ults for Sentinels to try and recover this one and end with an 8-4 half. Maybe that'll be enough.
Tens with the knives. Looks like a double face over in Furia. Yeah. Jiggle of the movement. Smoke in their face. At this point, seeing what they can get done, but really, economic damage isn't even on the table here because Furia have enough money. If they lose these guns, they're fine to buy for the final round of that first half.
Mau ngasih
And kind of
ulti
needs to
sih.
go down to somebody here to... Okay, got his ult online. Return to fire there.
Last player
Oh, dapat
standing.
ulti malah nih.
But it's going to be that 8th round for Furia claimed. Great game plans.
Bisa punya ulti berapa tuh di sini tuh?
Backside has looked so
2 biji,
fleshed
Cuk.
out.
Wah,
And what kind of game plan do we have for this final round of the half? This could easily make the difference between Sentinels making it to playoffs or not. Getting 4 on the round, getting the pistol afterwards, and you've still actually got a hope on Haven. But at the moment, it all comes down to this one. Lockdown. Rolling Thunder as well. Huge retake ultimates, should they choose to invest them. But do you want to allow Furia to get the plant down? Maybe they can try and use the breach shot as a bit of a flood attempt. They're
Yeah,
leaving A very open currently.
Yes,
These
Cuk.
players on B can quickly help Marv. They're floating over. But it's too early.
I mean, it's very early, isn't it?
I mean,
even if they wanted to use the rolling thunder, he's got 3 teammates in front of him on second. But
Mazine's high tides are so cool. This one as well blocks off all information for anybody holding on C, so they could have just been contacting up. Now Marv with a jiggle identifies that Jazine is a long way away.
And it's a back and forth scramble. Just looking at the minimap, I mean, Sentinels like an ant colony, just C to A.
Aduh, dimasukin dah.
Scurrying around.
Dimasukin dah.
That's forward, blinded though. The miscommunication. That's a lockdown used. Push them back. That was used in response to all of that utility. And pushing all the way through. Tens. No patience really being shown.
Nice. Apa.
And potentially gets out. One-way smoke. Flash through. Doesn't dodge it. Run and go. You have got to be kidding. Finds it. Bailed out. Rolling thunder. Pushing them back. Reckoning now. At their feet. No clean fight to be taken.
Nggak usah.
Barrel their way forwards now with some brute force. Using the ultimates there. Knives in the hands, a re-clearance, a
Udah bagus nih.
20
Low
seconds
time dia
into it.
lari-lari nih.
Get themselves onto the site. That's Furia's goal. Down into short. It's a scramble. And it's going to get scrappy. Flash is being dodged. Left, right,
Nice.
center. Doubled up. Fight to be taken.
Okay.
One player standing.
Nice.
Mazine, he will fall. So
Hampir. Gila, Tens, membara banget dia.
They've made the adaptation. Perhaps it was too late, but they did make
Ambil
the
maju
adaptation.
nembak, cuk.
Lockdown used to stop them getting into C. Ult being used to stop them from pressuring Tens on A. They had the right ideas. Question is, are they going to be able to keep that going into the next half?
10 seconds.
It's desperation time for Sentinels here.
It comes down to that pistol round, but for Furia, I mean, they got to be feeling good about this one. A pretty tremendous lead, and despite those tough losses the last few weeks, Furia's Mazin is confident in the team's prospects and their map pool. Check it out.
Apesar de a gente ter começado o campeonato bem em número de vitórias, eu acredito que a gente tem evoluído bastante nos últimos jogos. A derrota também ajuda bastante. A gente tá pegando também times de alto nível, então a gente precisa aprender com cada derrota. Não só derrota, mas cada jogo que a gente tem. Então é isso, a gente vem evoluindo bastante, a nossa map tá ficando melhor. O começo do campeonato a gente tava jogando poucos mapas, isso era um problema. Hoje em dia a gente se sente confortável em quase todos os mapas, então essa é uma parada que tem ajudando bastante a gente. Principalmente que a galera tem banido bastante Ascent, que era um dos nossos picks. Então é isso, a gente tá confortável, o nosso map pool tá mais extenso e a gente tá trabalhando para poder fechar esses jogos que não estamos conseguindo fechar.
I agree with everything he said.
Yeah, sure. Multilingual, are you?
Yep.
Where were you hiding that talent?
Oh, I've got lots of talent hiding.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Well,
I like to show as few of them as possible.
Just to bring them out for a bit of a surprise. Let's find out then. Bit of time left, of course, in that halftime.
Let's go. Walaupun 8-4 sih.
And here you see the tweet of the Sentinels fans desperately clinging on to the last shred of hope that their team is going to make it to playoffs. And I think it all comes down to the pistol round. If they're able to get the pistol and bring this back to an 8-6 game, maybe Sen can find the answer on their attack side. Remember how good their attack side looked on Split? They just had very basic ideas. They took some A-ramp control, called some mid-rounds. I think they could do the same here. Take A short, take Garage, call some mid-rounds based off what Marv sees or what Sassy and Zek can see.
There's half of them been playing those adaptations. You could feel the energy that's being sent by some of those Sentinels fans in the tweets, Josh. It could power a small city. There's a lot of it. They all want to see it, that 2-0, but that 4-round deficit. So much importance placed on that pistol round, and time to dwell, time to think, but now time to get into the action here for the second half of Haven.
And we'll take a look at what's going on. So, Furia, they're not usually as good on the defense side. This composition also, I think, trends attack and favored. I think they've got so many tools with which to take sites and play post plants, but that becomes a little more difficult for them when they're playing defense.
Bisa sih entry cepat sih. Kan ada Sassy.
Potentially set here as we take a small pause.
There's just a bit of a free camera shot.
Yeah, I like it. It's cinematic.
Yeah. It is cinematic.
It's cinematic.
We're always good at those. Now here we go. Unpaused.
Vipernya ini, Cok.
And so finally back into the fight and back into the half. Sentinel's going to need all the energy and more to bring this one back to even. The chance to try and grab this one in a 2-0, they'd love it.
DeJazine's got a sheriff. He pulled that one out on the split pistol rounds as well, and it ended up being incredibly important. Early flash, nobody A lobby.
Furia are so good at these pistol rounds.
Ya delaynya lihat tuh. Air terus hijau ya. Delaynya Oke, dapat satu. Oke. Nice banget, dapat satu masih. Aman kali. Oke, dapat. Aduh. Bisa banget tadi tuh udah. Gak kena defense di atas itu. Tek kalau dia dapat satu aja. Perfect duluan dari satu ya. Nah ini. Kalau dapat tas bisa banget. Yang ngekill DGZin ini, DGZin.
Really heavy rush there towards the B site without too much clearance of the util. It was a slow beginning. Don't get me wrong, just waiting to see if there was any sort of push, but what do you even do here with Furia? Such a commanding lead. Mazine, confidence is there to hold this one. That's a double push, but again, the harbor slow from the wall. It chews you up and spits you back out when there's someone waiting. Not even a jump in right click can save you.
Wow. Goes to try and help his teammate there, and they clean things up very easily.
Clean slate. Let's leave whatever happens.
Wow.
Everything working now. The cogs are all meshing. Things look clean. We're potentially going to see another double duelist matchup on Bind. But like I've been saying the entire time, if things get to Bind, it's already probably too late for Sentinels.
So many outcomes that would need to happen. You can feel how important this is for Furia. They finally got that confidence back. DeJazine, MW sitting near the top. Here we go. Whoa!
Where's that one going?
What a bit skew with. Not sure. Tem was there to try and break some potential Killjoy utility. Turret's going to be heard and broken.
DeJazine got posted down A long in the midst of all of this, and the Sentinels garage take is just to try to apply some pressure in that area.
Yeah.
Sassy looks like he's trying to drone, push
really far back.
Yeah, he's conscious that DeJazine could be here, and he's correct.
Yeah, I mean, the timing there was actually pretty impeccable.
But DeJazine backs off, and MW fills the gap. So MW is now facing down short, and it means that Furia keep all of that info on A.
And grouped up.
Tahuan sih kalau Sen bakal ke B harusnya.
End goal.
Udah ada ini udah ada nah kan. Ini mana B berarti. Udah kelihatan dari mapnya aja udah keterang banget itu udah.
Claims his target, claims his mark.
Barat dimasukin, ini dimasukin. Para mau sini. Oke lah dapat dua. Longnya ada masalahnya bro.
He's holding it up. This crossfire should not allow anything through. Plan's going to get denied here.
Spike down, C.
And this is over 20 seconds for Pancada to do the impossible. And he just knows the percentage play. Got to back away, got to keep the rifle.
Gutting,
yeah.
But Furia
tadi ditinggal soalnya garage-nya. Jadi pas dimasukin sama temennya, ketahuan kalau mid doang isinya. A di push, garage gak ada, Ilong gak ada, mana bro? Ya B doang anjing.
They can't quite find him. They think he's gone into spawn, so Pancada's
pas banget ditinggal dimasukin.
Think about that previous round from Sassy's perspective. He's droning in from such a far back position because he's got the read of where DeJazine is. And then DeJazine rotates over and kills him on B. I mean, Sassy's done everything he can to try and force the operator away and create avenues, openings for his team. But the way that Furia have that confidence back, and the confidence enough for MW to just swing short. Right? That's the kind of stuff that confidence can really do for you. Fills in the gaps.
Fault line, the recon dart as well, clears up A long, so it's
been so contacty today from Sentinels on their attack side.
Space taken. This is a difficult task, though. Look at how much they have to get
Gila, lihat tuh.
Drone's broken. Without a second thought.
Nice.
Dash forwards, tends into the back of the side. He can't see a goddamn thing, and he's still being that thorn in the sides, right towards the back.
Orang gila. Nice Haji.
Rifle in his hands, but he haven't cleared out short. It's MW, alive and kicking. That extra element, that extra layer. He can't open himself up into this angle. He needs some backup from the rest of his team.
Aduh, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya.
To try and redeem. Guess what? MW doesn't even need it.
He's had such a
Itu
good
bisa
map
kan?
here. He's taken over. Absolutely taken over. The duo of MW and Dajazine is night and day. Absolute night and day difference between Split and Haven.
Ini loh, Cak. Dar.
There's no way. Both of them? Both of those kills? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
And this map is over. At this point, Furia, they've got 8 chances at being able to put it away. And Sentinels have not been able to come up with a response.
Ya, apakah gagal udah nih? Kalau nggak 2-0 sih masih nggak apa. Itu butuh keajaiban banget.
You can have theory, ideas of how you want to take it against Furia's compound playing, but it's testing, even for the most veteran players.
Yeah, this is a team with a ton of experience, but none of them with a huge amount against a composition like this. Forces you to think on your feet.
Ya, kalau kayak ini emang kurang kemana musuh lagi ya.
They're still figuring out their IGL situation. Yeah.
Drone forwards, clearing. Looks like a bait. For a bait, yeah. Okay, well, it does force out a reckoning, while the rest of Sen lurking, creeping, crawling through onto the A side. Khalil, though, he's got his setup. Here's the dash active.
Mati nih, guys. Oh, untung ditembak-tembak.
Moving forwards and closer, but his job is just to stall this.
And he will stall long enough for them to set up a 3-player flank. So this is a really unusual way of approaching this. One of them's got an operator in hand.
And Kada, ADS does not save him.
MW looks so clean today.
Yeah. Removing that threat and out of flank. And start to just apply the pressure from every single side. Anti-flash played. Tucked to the corner. So, okay, breach flash re-clears. Shorty though, Dajazine. Short work. And now still applying Sassy alive in the middle of this. It's Marv that contains in the fight.
Nice, clean banget. Nice.
Golden Mules won. What a pop-off. Yeah, gotta say, quite impressed with that one.
7 kali.
Sassy plays that situation
7 kali,
under
bro.
a ton of pressure very nicely. He was able to find 3 kills whilst being attacked from multiple angles at the default position. So Sentinels hang on.
They do hang on.
7 chances.
7 chances.
Circle it.
Gotta take it 1 round at a time.
Turret out.
But for Furia, not down to the weaker guns still. Have that operator, holding on to it. These are the rounds that you can start to take those risks. Pick apart the team.
OP lagi Dajjal ini
You
ya.
only need the one.
Here.
And talking about taking risks, it's a double push down C long here for
Wah, ketahuan dah di mana musuhnya. B semua katanya.
So they're playing
Sampai
aggressive
sini
on
semua
both
kok.
wings of the map.
This area is not being watched, by the way. There's no utility from Sen.
Yeah, it's Marv's job usually.
But he
to
is
watch
watching a lot. He's on a swivel. Look at this.
Yeah, it's rough for him actually. Pancada's not really holding too much. He's trying to hold for any kind of mid push. All right, now that Sassy picks up a lobby, Marv can have a go, clear this area back out again.
Close corner though. If he attempts a lurk,
Timingnya
he's going to be punished. Do you clear this? Astral form.
They're coming
Side by
over to
side.
C-split.
I mean, everything comes down to this. But I just don't think you clear this corner, do you, Sassy? Yeah, it's a half clearance. The trade is there, but it's labored.
That also means no recon dart to clear out QCK's position.
69 health. Rolling Thunder. Pushing forwards. Marv dies. The deep flank here. This is it. It's curtain, surely. 30 remaining in the round. Spikes drop down. And it's so unfavorable. Picked up, second, has the rifle, jiggle of the movement. MW's just got to try and stay alive. Doesn't win that fight. 20. Left in the round. Got to run. Got to move. And Dajazine knows he can get this timing now. The sight line. Can he get there in time? Can he get there in time? Jiggle. Spotted. There it is. Removed. 10 seconds left. Spikes in no man's land. And it's sealed up. It's done. It's dusted. Mancala realizes it. Weapons drop to the ground. And Furia winning that map. Dominant fashion here. Taking it to that third. And for Sentinels, you can feel it. The despair kicking in. It was out of their hands before, Josh, for the playoff chances, even if they won in that 2-0 fashion. But now it's just, I mean, listen, it's more likely that a meteor strikes.
I mean, still possible.
Still possible.
Still possible.
Still possible.
Don't give up on the hope. But yeah, Furia have done a great job there, bouncing back from the pressure that was on their shoulders during split and the confidence issues that it seemed like they were having on map 1.
Aduh. Ya. Oh, bro. Atau lagi ya? Aduh. Kayak ini artinya kokut adik-adik. Kakak ini adik-adik. Extra Sentinel. Udah kayak gitu coba tanya-tanya. Ada lah rungkat. Oh, harus 2-0 dah. Aduh. Gua. Nel 9. Bisa sih Leviathan aja 99 cok. Lah sama Sentinel kalah 12 anjing. 12 udah gak mungkin bisa. Epigeniuses 100 Leviathan udah pasti. Bodo amat lah. Udah aku parlay bolai seri semua. Arya mau Sentinel kalah kayaknya dari hari gue. Gak bisa mau naruh di Valorant cok. Tim gak jelas ini cok. Kesel banget, apalagi ini kita nonton satunya aja sekali selagi gini ya. Juga ada tuh satunya tuh main. Apa udah selesai juga? Selesai juga. Oh enggak, half time yang ini. Ya mending kita nonton yang ini, Cok. Kita nonton ini dulu sih. Kita umur aja.
Confidence now going into map 2 probably for themselves, and for Carmine Court it looks like a workable scoreline, but I'm a bit worried that they lack that capability. Maybe they can synergize here and just try and scrap it out, but once we talk about fundamentals, it does.
It's the attacking half. Some of the things I'm talking about here. I want to see Zacian Shin setting up Scream. That has to happen here in the second half. And like it's a non-starter otherwise.
And this is the crazy thing in my book as well, that when Scream's been in rosters that can facilitate it, he's incredible. And I still think we need to see more of that. I'd love to see what he can achieve when he's getting more and more comfortable on these duelists, as he's more willing to kind of play that role in a more traditional sense. Give him that tier 1 support.
Yeah. I hope for one Sliggy's not listening, but remember the times between him and Soulcast when Soulcast was hitting his peak and able to really enable Scream. So
give me some of that, because they have great pieces on this roster that could do that. I want to see it in motion. It may not be this game. I think really at this point it's on Giants if they make mistakes enough for Carmine Core to exploit it. We're going to find out. Scream isolated from the others, got to be cautious here. There's the rest of the boys all with them, just powering forward. Cloud straight through.
Hey!
Player next to you. Oh, Hoodie just decimating the 1-by-1.
Capek gua, capek.
Hoodie. Oh, come on, Giants.
They all walk the wall, and the Classic just absolutely rips them to shreds. And the value here of not waiting out that wall to come down, not waiting for a window of opportunity created. From Hoodie's Toxin being down. I'm not even sure actually, is there a second snake that comes through? The first one obviously invested. I think initially the plan is off the contact of the knife, pinging something, but just so happened a Prowler's sent in, and yeah, rightfully so, grinning about that one.
Yeah, it should be. That could unlock double digits for him, right? Like that's huge. Gets himself a Vandal nice and early, he'll be chuffed with that. Yeah, you got the Bulldogs off Rhyme, Fatinho on that Marshall. On the other side, Scream here, Sheriff, yes. And a chance.
Udah partai lucu-lucuan doang berarti ya. Pasti orang nonton Sentinels.
Limited. Or I'm gonna get out of there.
Partai lucu-lucuan doang ternyata.
And well, how do you try and close these gaps?
Banget mainnya Casey ini.
Nookie actually to reinforce behind the smoke as well. We have a fragment to slow things down if there's a solo peak on the other side of Carmine Court.
Tapi besok ada Valorant juga sih main.
Oh, okay.
Boleh.
It's not a good one. Cloud though,
Oke, banyakin loncat-loncat gak jelas.
Gonna find Rhyme. How much danger do they have in this? Not enough. Fatinho and Cloud, safe pair of hands at the end of the day, 3 standing.
Yeah, we'll find this rotation so early on that they can almost sacrifice a weapon or 2 into this round. And already double digits, so Carmine Court up against the wall.
It's got to be a big round here.
It has to be clean as well if they want to string together any number of rounds to actually close this gap. As we enter this Logitech G power-up round. I was waiting for you to say it.
Well, look, I was giving you the chance.
I can see it on your face.
Don't look at me, look at the screen. Hello? That's not... Oh, dear. There was a trade there. A little bit worried if it went beyond that, but now Nookie! Oh, come on, here we are. We said it had to be clean, and at this point, it would be lucky if it's a round win. 2v3. Now, Scream still has the Vandal. Nevera on the Phantom. The spike is on A main.
They fully commit to this engagement when both Scream and Nevera are positioned outside B main.
Oh, dear.
This is such a tough situation to recover now. Yes, 2 rifles.
Now.
or die. If Sentinels want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they need to win right here, right now. Let's find out if they can pull it off and send it back over to Brent in Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I mean, the playoff chances, they want to keep them alive, is on life support right now, Josh.
It is.
Life
It's
support.
very difficult.
It's a narrow margin, but
Masih
more
bisa.
importantly, for Furia now, they've taken that first step to really
Masih
secure
bisa.
themselves in the playoffs.
Menangis,
That's the
bisa
important
menangis
factor.
maksudnya.
A win here today will lock them up. And, you know, listen, they lose 2-1. It's not the end of the world, but it is, I believe, out of their hands at that point as well. So they do need to win this next map to have a clean showcase.
Yeah, and it's as simple as that. If they win on Bind, they're through to the playoffs. The players would love for it to be that simple. So you will see Furia going all out in this final map, but it also puts pressure on them. I'll tell you what else applies pressure. 4 Sentinels players looking like they're pushing down short to start the pistol.
Grouped up.
Oh, main dua itu lagi ya.
It's a trap play here. So they've got contact being held by tens with a
Sama ya?
and then they've
Sama
got
ya? Iya sama.
what looks like a flash nade combo to go back in.
Yeah, it was Marv as well trying to soundbait.
Yeah, Marv
Fired a shot, ran his little footsteps away. Was hoping for the repush, I think, from QCK, right?
Yeah, he's trying to bait QCK into re-clearing short there. But instead, they don't bite. And Furia pivot themselves round into a B long take. It's quiet again.
Solo B,
We've really
solo
seen these double
B.
duelist compositions have a very slow tempo today.
Yeah, just slowing it all the way down.
Messing with the
Expectation
pace.
is you're going to be fast on those attack sides, but
Ditungguin di situ
coming
dong.
through. QCK. It's up to him to hold it.
Wah, anjir orang ini.
But he only hears one.
Baited out, double swing.
Oke, nice info, dapat ada 4 orang.
QCK. It's a nice idea though from Sentinels. Marv definitely calling that out and playing with the Brimstone's loud feet.
Yeah. Lil needs to break that. Frenzy's going a little bit wide.
Nice banget. Hey,
Not a favorable
nice.
fight at all.
Oke, Tens dapat juga satu.
Yeah, but there was no help. No help at all. Clear still close though. Onto the
Yang
corner.
bener. Nice. Nah.
The Frenzy's in their hands. NW alive and healthy. Got the armor online. One shot would be anywhere, but the cranium.
Bisa.
What a clutch by MW. Beautiful. That's really well done. He was on an island alone there, and he picks up a 3K. A 1v3.
Pak dilihatin tadi ya.
Secure it.
Udah crossing.
Lovely stuff after the rest of Furia. I kind of beefed the post-plant positions, to be honest with you.
Nah, itu tadi.
In backside alone.
Lihat mana itu tadi? Kan ada. Oh shit.
Lovely stuff for the Red Bull clutch.
Gila, Wizera nih on fire hari ini.
Nail in the Sentinels playoff coffin, just hammering them home at this point.
Yeah, with the pistol rounds. And look at it, bit of fun with it. Why not? Just chucking bodies at the fountain, seeing if they can get any sort of kills.
And then running through the TP.
Yep, through the TP. I mean, they are certainly having fun with it. Why not? Collects a couple of clips.
Lah, kayak
QCK.
nggak apa-apa sih, nggak
I
ada
do want to
salahnya.
see that, Brent. I want to see Sentinels go for the wildest stuff on this map.
Wah, sayang banget satu hit.
Okay. Not enough that a shot could have done it.
And Sassy's going to meet QCK and spawn here too.
Again. Big ult. Nothing to lose at this point. Might as well try and go for it if you are Sassy.
If he gets a kill and dies, he's got his Seekers online as well for next round.
That's pretty good. And showers though. That's the angle. Leo crouched down.
Nice.
Accurate enough. Puts a stop
Oke
to
oke
it.
aja. Oke aja
What
bro.
Furia brought for this bonus too. We saw their attack side against NRG on Bind be superb. The double duelist attack looked ridiculous, and Dejazine was absolutely dominant.
He's already carried that form. That previous map of Haven, I mean, he was leading them. The first kills.
He was absolutely destroying. All right, Tens is on a really funky angle here, but I don't think it's going to get any action. The whole of Furia defaulting over towards B.
Yeah, defaulting over. I believe it's... Was that a snake bite sent over? Yeah. Going to be watching that. Lands itself on the edge of Octagon just so nobody can hold.
The Alpha lineup.
Yeah.
Mati lagi atasnya ya. Miss lagi. Jelek banget, jelek banget. Oke, second.
Well, Zeka, maybe he can do something about it. He's worked his way in, flooding into the site. Util being used to try and press him into these angles. He's aware of it.
Okay, Marv.
Gotta be kidding me. Ice cold. Ramses 3 down to the one-on-one. Dash forward.
Oh.
And the crowd goes crazy for that one.
That is some incredible shooting from Marv. That is some incredible stuff. Ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
calm with that.
Dang.
That's a great series of kills, but also they should have lost that round really. The magic, absolute magic that Marv comes out with to get those
Itu sih yang turun tangga itu sih.
But otherwise it looked like the bonus was going to be completely secured by Furia.
Ice cold.
Now it's time to see it. Fast to play, but Tens
Let's go dance.
Satchel in the hands of MW with a free fire. Onto the corner.
Lah itu.
Triple stacked up towards Lamps. That's Furia containing that space angle here. Still overpeak it. Well, with the brim
Nah, miss.
you have to swing wide. Obliteration.
Tiga anjing.
You want to say your famous line, Josh? He's soup. They're soup. They're all soup.
Yeah, he's absolutely destroyed them, hasn't he? Marved in back-to-back rounds.
Pankada, why?
To Furia. I mean, they go for a Lamps take against a Brim that has his ult online. That's a curious decision.
Yeah.
But also very well controlled. Marv doesn't just rip the ult off as soon as he realizes they're in there. They actually wait for the Viper wall to drop too and post up the operator, post someone on the back, controlling any exit.
Any angles. And it's so whimsical is the word I use to describe some of the play. It feels like, listen, Senna being pretty free-flowing with the ultimates.
Oke, tidak apa-apa tapi ya.
The way they want to take some of these fights, but discipline at the right times, and it's netted them another round win, so 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, I was enjoying watching Split completely too, for similar reasons, because the rounds, I mean, Dujazin's ace round was bonkers, you know, Furia leaving the spike in spawn. I feel like the double duelist compositions, when they're trying to be played with a bit more nuance, when you're trying to slow the pace down, both of these teams coming up with some wild stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to watch.
Sometimes it just does come down to those fights. I mean, look at this. This is crazy.
Mechanical outplay.
Yeah. Does have a chance.
I mean, this is just, fantastic response from Marv there. Straight after the round where he deletes 3 players with his rifle. All right, so now the pressure's really on Furia. You know, this map still really matters for them. They're in a spot now where they had an advantage in round 3, weren't able to convert because of heroics from Marv. Made a mistake there stepping into the Brim ult in round 4. Now suddenly their economy's in a bad spot. And their attack side was the side that you're expecting them to get a lot of success on.
Si Zek ada ulti kan?
Let's look the best.
Kayak gitu lagi lah.
Attempt.
Let's go dance.
A bit of a pre-fire, but on
Parah, bro.
Yeah, Tens wins that. The wicked guns, the orb was gained, so knives in the hand of the Jazeen. If he can do some work with the Blade Storm, updraft over the top. Both expended.
Ya kan belum ada ulti ya.
No heads peeking out.
Acing ulti. Lah, Zekken.
Holding a close corner though, close angle. Sassy making sure nobody can spill out of showers, but he has to back away because... Yeah, it's compromised. That position from Lamps now pushing forward still. Smoke in the face of Mazine. And there's a Brim ult of their own.
GG, ultinya dibalas ulti. Lagi ini, Cok.
Sassy forced to just rotate around and they're being picked apart. It's the weaker buy, it matters not.
Jadi kayak gini gamenya. Ya, rugi bandar, bro.
Wants to go for this one, but
50 balas trifty anjing.
Bench angle just over the box, spots it. 3-2-1 double swing. Cleanly done and a thrifty nevertheless. Very pleasing.
As soon as the pressure's applied to Furia, they come out with this. Really good round.
Nggak penting,
Ja. Player gets information that Marv is jump peeking, and that's why you see Dejazine floating up with his Blade Storm, looking for that jump peek.
Yeah.
And then they make their way towards.
Dilem mati satu, Zekken dapat senjata. Ulti ini dapat 1 lagi, dapat 2 senjata. Terus Tens mati, tidak tahu di mana tadi aku lihat, atau di B.
is very good. It
Rugi
feels
banget.
like
Rugi banget.
what we've been seeing from Furia when they're playing at their best. This ability to win any situation, no matter whether they're down players.
Oke, Tens, nice banget Tens.
Rifles. But there's another push. It's a force buy from Sentinels and a triple push down B long as Tens finds the first one. They're going through the teleporter here.
Teleporter right out to Crunch. Showstopper dash to disengage. Back in
Let's go.
Little center spectate. And that backup arrives through the TP. Zine, you gotta be joking, you're still taking that fight again.
Let's go, second juga.
QCK was hoping to make the most of this one. Up top. Spike.
Maaf, Mam, Thrifty lawan Thrifty kanan sih.
On the bench.
Let's go. Kok membarah gini Tens hari ini, Cak?
Before you know it, Josh, it's an instant
Dari kemarin, woi. Tens bab.
Tens making moves.
Ah.
Yeah, a great response from Sentinels. Who needs a full buy? Nobody needs a full buy around here. It was a force from Sen, but they had a Bladestorm and a Sheriff with 3 rifles. And the play from Tens, the proactivity is what really wins them this. Because they force the fight down B long and then instantly take the teleporter. Give no chance for Furia to reset.
One enemy. Gone here.
Such fast decision making.
Flawless.
Flawless. Already into the round. Couple of seconds. It's a bit of an interesting buy. I mean, Furia, you can see, opted into a rifle on Mazine.
Yeah, it's a bizarre one.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
It really is. Mazine and MW have both kind of forced. Although maybe MW will be able to get half armor rifle later on.
Waduh, timingnya.
So
Gak ada, ditinggal ada, Cok.
And these players are going towards hookah, where Sassy and Pancada, the Brazilian duo, are awaiting them.
Yep, doubled up.
Madep situ ya dia ya.
Flash played, so
he's checking out the artwork on the wall.
Yeah, you know, he's enamored with it.
Aman gak sih tapi?
Facing it again though, as the orb goes down.
Oh.
Boombot cleared.
Hati-hati si shotgun itu, bro.
Are they really going to contact into this? Yeah, off angle. Don't anticipate that. The nade. Might do a little bit of damage. Yeah, just chips him down, but Sassy's still safe. And a full rotation around towards B long. That space was gained. Broken. Satchel! You never quite
Nice one, bro.
No one has a judge in your face.
Nice one, bro.
Locking it down. Hookah. It's contained, it's controlled. TP to try and back them out here. Flies around the side to Jazine.
Banyakin lu.
Heads found. Can he pull off the impossible? Tapping onto the spike. Still has a dash for but a moment.
Nice, Tens. Tapi rugi hilang 2, bisa gak hilang.
He's forced to make a play. Tens was watching.
Sentinels hold on to hookah there looks great. The way that they're playing with each other and off each other, they're finding these micro plays and these combo plays that I felt like I wasn't seeing from Sentinels earlier on in the season. And remember that's the big deal here for Sen, is figuring out something for LCQ.
10 seconds left.
Like, does this system work? Are there pieces that we can get to champions with? And I really like the proactivity and the little combo plays that they're coming up with. They've forced a tactical timeout here out of Furia. And Furia's economy is in a weird spot. A weird spot. Yeah. Mazine forced. You saw MW with a judge. It's just... It's a little wonky. They should still be able to cobble something together. But the question here is, how are they going to find value on their attack side? I felt like when we watched them play against NRG and Dejazine was taking over, it was more to do with aggression into A. They had a lot of A short pushes. I don't think we've seen very much of that from them today.
A bit of a reluctance. I mean, the few attempts that there were, it was really just picked apart, wasn't it? I mean, the showers crunch from Sen, Marv's ult, breaking them apart in lamps.
Yeah.
But, you know, those examples, you know, Sentinels throwing you a curveball and forcing you to react, that's just the nature of how they're playing right now. They don't have that dedicated IGL. You could just jump in on calls, so...
Well, think about what ults Sentinels has to work with here. If you're trying to craft the game plan for Furia, you've got to be aware of Zekon's showstopper.
Awal 4-3 maksudku bagus. Tadi, Cok. Tempatan sih membara banget.
Flash for a flash. Does Snake bite across the map.
Okay, so they forced out Pancada's ultimate on, I guess you could call this an anti-eco, although there's still some danger, to be honest, with Digicine having a rifle.
Yeah, I certainly think so.
All right, and this is where Zekken shows up. What is that from Tens?
Tapi low sih kayaknya sih harusnya sih.
Playing anti-flash is a full 180 to land the shot on a player going at Mach 10 speeds.
That's ludicrous.
Double face
Malah kena.
and that's confidence that they need.
Oh.
Second contains
Go.
and finalizes it.
It doesn't even need the ult. They completely destroyed that. 3 players ready to collect the short push. I was asking the question, why not go for more short pushes? Maybe that's the reason why. I mean, Sen look very ready for them, with no pressure anywhere else. I mean, there's got to be somebody else doing damage there.
Yeah, there is. There was spray damage in action.
There's no way he hit.
No, he didn't. He didn't. No. But it was. Listen,
but it's still
the
impressive.
reactions nevertheless are really quite clean.
Okay, Sentinel's going for a push down short. Is this early with the showstopper?
Holding
Surely
the angles
not.
for each other. Oh, watching for QCK spam.
So much damage.
Yeah. And QCK will be able to get back and potentially get that heal.
Digicine has now become a lurker, taking Shower's control on his own and trying to draw some pressure. But that means he's not going to be there for any potential B hit.
Wow.
Looks like the goal here is to try and use some util over towards B and then take the teleport over towards Showers, with Digicine holding that space. Do they even want to opt into that? Minute left, looks like they actually just walking back.
Yeah. I mean, they've found the right site here. Zekken had gone for the rotate.
I've got your trail.
I think it was as soon as the Raise nade came out, they realized they didn't want to go into the site where Zekken was playing.
Furia
But Zekken's going to be here by the time they hit A. This showstopper might just end the round.
Aduh, Tensnya lihat ke kanan malah ngapain.
Through the back now, showstopper rockets. Where's that landing?
Oh.
Right to the side, but yet still the kills are claimed. The kill feeds
nice.
filling up, and it's painted a picture perfect green.
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds
One left
Low
standing.
sih.
Khalil.
Low sih.
Slightest bullet will bring him down. 7
Dicium aja mati, Cak.
in the gun. Has the spike, but no time.
Ya benar-benar.
No time at all.
Jangan ngepick. Sabarin aja dulu ya.
Hunting for an isolated fight. Works himself
10
into the back.
seconds left.
So he's going to go down here. No one willing to deny this one just yet. Sentinels that want to try and play together, but they've afforded him.
Dikasih loh, ada ulti dia.
And Khalil has ult.
Lurking his way now into lamps. Still with the ult. Deny. Does he opt to use it? Pancada sticking.
Wow.
Gets off of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Enough damage.
Tadi nggak ulti ya. Disimpan juga dia pikiran takut-takut daripada sayang. Daripada hilang katanya ultinya.
They're doing the same thing they did last time they played Bind, which is being very loose with the rotates. The Sentinel's major game plan here is to maintain control over short,
Nice
so
banget
that
Sachi
Furia
sumpah.
are stuffed anytime they go for these A's.
Second.
And also, make sure that they have 3 players at least on the site the Furia are going towards. The double duelist comps are usually pretty obvious which direction they're going in. You don't have the luxury of being able to obfuscate the areas of the map that you're taking. And Sen are always in the right spot. There's always 3, 4 players on site ready to collect. If Furia lose this map, their fate is not in their own hands. They will have to be praying that a variety of other results happen for them to make playoffs.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Never ideal.
Into
the smoke, spray, spams, but
banyakin. Hyper, apa tuh namanya, snake bite.
Picks up the upgrade. Rifle now in his hand. Angle. Oh my. Watch for second.
Jelek banget kalahnya kayak gini lagi ya. Drifty terus.
In terms of the operator, makes this an unlikely retake, especially with the Viper's pick committed. If Marved can get something done. Spike dropped. And the angle.
Itu bisa dapat dah.
I thought he had it. Sentinels to go for this. The dash is active. Into it with the short. He tries to deny, but Nazim's holding his back.
I appreciate the effort there. That's another thrifty round that Furia have managed to collect up.
Another thrifty round, thrifty terus.
Outside of the outside of the pistol and the follow-up have been thrifties. Round 5 and round 10. And in some sense, you know, that's to be expected because Furia are the second best team in America's at eco rounds, right behind Cloud9. But also, they're not winning any of the gun rounds.
Which is just the complete opposite of what we just saw in Haven.
Yeah. it's been dominant there. So back and forth with this team's performance today.
Info gathered. Shot rattled off. Pancada. Gotta be careful here.
Apa yang ngebug gitu?
Used a bit of spam. Snake bite pushing them back. Tens though. Oh, walkabouts. Look at this. Pushing through to Jazine. He was watching it.
Tahu tuh saya denger. Kupingnya. Kupingnya.
He's looking at the wrong side. Jazine's got him. Watch that one. He's like, my God, what are you doing there?
But that's also big. That tells them that they've pushed out of showers, and that probably means that they're stacking over towards B, right? So now Furia need to cut noise if they want to go towards B and make sure that people spread back out. And you can see Sentinels going over to the A side to fill in the hole, wondering if Furia are pushing back through showers. So overall, really nice understanding of the push and pull in this round from Furia. They're going to be able to hit the site for one of the first times, I feel like, with it being empty.
Yeah. Flash at the ready. Close to the side here. Satchel as well. It's Pancada. Wants to stay alive here into elbow. Any sort of damage he can do would be good for them, but a plant's going to go down without too many problems. That's that backstab. Hello. Bit of a wave. Goodbye. I'm taking a fight to the site. Second saying.
Ulti mana tadi dia? Dapat damage.
Smokes in his face.
Dapat sih harusnya kali itu.
The post plants looked immaculate on Haven, but that was with a very different comp.
Trying to retake this one is different. Order strike. Anuda Huko was compromised. Marved at the back though. Still there. Flash in his face. That's from Sassy. And time ticking all the way down. MW. Listen.
Oh, dapat ulti lagi ya.
Took his time with the 2 kills, but Furia now.
Tanya Thrifty, sekarang kalah lagi.
The fact that's their first gun round that they've won, and the score is 5-6. This score, it feels fraudulent. It feels like it doesn't represent the dominance that Sentinels have really had on this map. But that's the value of winning a couple Thrifties, winning the pistol. Furia have a chance to go even at the half, where their game plan has just been completely outplayed. Short battle though, this is massive.
Clash. And there's a showstopper waiting! Round to the side, and W takes himself out! And it's all over the place. A cacophony of bullets and rockets and explosions.
Sentinels have been pushing short a lot in this map so far. It was just a matter of time, inevitable, that something like that was eventually going to happen. Now the question is, how does Khalil deal with this flank? Sassy and Pancada coming through market.
Double reflank. Khalil's got it. Watched for. Crouch peek to try and take it. Sassy does trade it, but he's the last one standing now, and they know where his position is.
That's why you see most likely ya.
The map, but the spike now not on his side.
And with the snake bite, it's just being brought down to a crawl. No one's giving him an easy option. No one's giving him an easy fight. Furia on the cusp now of being able to even this one up. And a run and gun at the end just to rub salt into the wounds, but Furia can be happy with that, given how dire the gun rounds were going. They've made it respectable.
Yeah, 6-6 with 2 gun round victories is madness. But it's exactly what Furia needed.
Yeah.
Exactly what they needed. This map, they have to win this in order to secure their spot in playoffs.
So it's just all over the place. But the importance is there. As you're saying, Josh, as Furia, they need to win this to have destiny in their own hands with the playoffs. But before we even get into the second half, let's send it down to the desk.
Thank you so much, gents. Furia clawing it back to a 6-6.5. And I'll be honest, I'm right there with Brandon's Sideshow, where it doesn't necessarily, the score doesn't necessarily align with the feeling of the first half, where it felt like Sen was kind of off to the races.
Yeah, it started so strong for Sentinels with those 2 rounds that Marv pulled off. Right off the rip, anchoring the site, getting a 3K. It was ridiculous moments, and it looked like we were getting the Sentinels' confidence from map number 1 back into the mix. But as that half progressed, well, these individuals continued to step up. It was Furia pulling off the little rounds, ecos, taking advantage of 1 or 2 mistakes made by Sentinels, and now have a super close half.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like that Sentinels did this. Marv keeps them in the game, like you said. keeps their playoff hopes alive, winning the bonus, not getting reset in the first gun round, right? And then that allows tens to just come to life.
That's the thing. It's 2 3Ks.
Tadi 6-3 ya.
He's like, cool, I've done my job, bro. You take it from here. And then Tens just starts ripping off. First kill after first kill after first kill, and that's what made it feel like they were about to run away with it.
They were so proactive. It reminded me of Split in that it seemed like they had a lot of ideas in the middle of rounds, which is what Kaplan was talking about in that quote we looked at earlier, where sure, Marv's is picking up a lot of the IGLing, but the other players are coming up with these ideas in the mid round, being, hey, we can shower scrunch here. We can take this push down long. Those little proactive plays worked so well for Sentinels. But now the sides have swapped, and Furia is in a position where they've gotten enough rounds to make this doable.
I don't know if they have gotten enough. When you look at the NRG game that Furia played against NRG, I think they won 9-3 on their opening attack half.
They lost pretty much every round on defense.
Yeah, their defensive half left a lot of questions. And the more I watch Bind, the more I think this map has flipped attack-sided. So I am lightly favoring Sentinels right now at halftime, which is crazy.
And Sentinels need it. If they can come back here, their chance to stay alive for playoffs. If they lose, they are out. 100%.
Both teams obviously want the victory, but for Sentinels, it is all important as we head right back out to the arena to get the second half underway.
All the heat being turned up here with this match, Sentinels and Furia. It's Sentinels just trying to keep that scrap, that shred of chance to get into the playoffs. With a win here 2-1, but for Furia, much more simpler. Just win and you are in the playoffs.
They just need 7 more rounds. But like the desk was talking about, like Sean was pointing out, Furia, they just couldn't win on defense. And they already didn't look great in the first half. Here it is, push.
Yeah, 3 players.
Turning the defense into an attack, essentially, by going down B long and taking the fight, taking the tempo.
Ditinggal ja 4 orang
and
emang.
It's that Sheriff on the pistol round for Dijazine. It's been getting so much work done.
Nggak punya heal ya.
The body with no armor. Bring down anyone.
Planting, cok.
And Zekken actually has armor and a frenzy. They've loaded him up, the raid boss.
See what he can do. He's been so damn good.
Planting
Last
ini.
few matches putting up incredible individual performances. Sentinels putting all semblance of noise. It's a Viper's orb. Oh, it's brought back up. It blooms with the snake bite, but Marv's still going to get that plant down. It's getting decayed in the middle of all of it.
And you can tell that this was not Sentinel's pistol round strat because Zekken also bought double blast pack. He's not going to have a chance to use those. He's also tucked in a spot where the nade might not find value.
Nade juga lagi ya masih ya.
Really needs to play off
Anjing dulu.
Close in the corners, a nade at his feet. How does he get out of it? Has the satchels.
Kena nade dia.
It's another nade. Responds, trying to push them away. So keep the satchels inside the smoke. Fight taken. QCK wins it, Marv.
Okay, nice banget Sachi. Okay, Sachi. Hey, nice. Nice.
Everyone has toppled and falled. QCK.
Nice.
Running this way, that way. Doesn't know where he stands, but Sentinels winning that pistol round.
Nice.
It's absolutely major. It really is. It's their second one of the series so far, and it couldn't come at a better time for them. Like you said, to keep that small flickering candle of hope alive for their chances at making the playoffs. Furia have been great at pistols, bad in the defense half. So the fact that they don't get this one, it really is winnable here. Sentinels have looked significantly better on the double duelist maps. They dominated Split, and I feel like they should have had a more dominant first half here on Bind.
Plays into their strengths.
Majuin lagi nih 3 orang nih. Oke.
At the forefront.
Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Tos. Nah, 1.
Double controller as well, Brent. That's something that we can't overlook. Uh-oh, though. The reason the first half was so
lagi tembaknya.
Furia were winning ecos.
Oke, nice.
How do you dodge that second? Right up in his face. Updraft, info gathered. QCK
nice.
Get out with his life. And so yeah, whilst it was looking
mahal tadi buang Guardian cuma enggak diambil dari Guardiannya ya.
Bringing down Marv, holding that down with the Guardian. Now Sentinel's getting a little bit more comfortable. Flash.
Sip.
Os.
Kena tuh ya.
Shot to be landed.
Iya kena itu.
Enggak mati. Down his elbow space. It's good for a nade. Clears him back and away, but for Furia they realize that we don't want to give them any
mereka sih mati kena bom aja sih.
Anything at all. They're playing back to try and deny their lives to the spike.
Bro, mati kena bom, bro.
This is clean. They've managed to hold on quite nicely here. So Sentinels are gonna have a decent lead and a good opportunity to rack up another. Furia really struggled on their attack side to even get into positions really to execute. We didn't see those big explosive double duelist dives with Dujazine and MW wrapping around. The fights were being won and lost really in the map control skirmishes earlier on. We'll see if Sentinels could do anything different.
This upcoming bonus is going to be
Reloading.
it's that much more important, isn't it? There was enough money in the back pocket there for Pankata, so he can buy himself a rifle and still buy for next. It does
Tahu sih kalau ini kalah ya juga agak bingung
danger
juga sih.
element.
I thought Tens might do something similar, but he's just
Ini
still
pandal
too martial.
satu sih.
Keeping it.
Beli tuh.
The fight in showers here is everything. MW is trapped.
Hey,
Onto the corner, yeah, Khalil.
baru bilang
Responds. There's a trade.
AAE.
They'll take the 1-for-1.
Good work from Khalil bailing his team out.
Yeah,
Toxin screen down.
right place for it.
But a 4v4 tends to favor the attacking side. Both raises traded. That means no major defensive utility to be thrown as they burst into sites. And also just fewer people to watch areas on the map. It's going to be a 2-2 spread and Sentinels group up to go for a short pop.
Smokes drop down. All the angles here. Slow and steady.
Os.
Maybe soon we'll see an injection of pace. Shot.
Nah, kena
That
sih.
hit this way across. It did hit. Doesn't seem drop down low for the wall back. And there's another one. Reactions
Tens.
looking crisp.
Yeah, this is great shooting from Tens.
40 seconds in a round, plenty of time to slow things down for but a moment at the back of the site. The flash blinds them, prevents anybody from really pushing forwards. But Khalil looks like he might want to get a bit cheeky. Tens up close though, Shorty.
Hai.
The jiggle, went for it. Gotta
Tidak apa-apa
respect
lo
it.
lah ya. Ini mati kan anjing tuh.
Zine the talk. Don't want that one to latch. 30 damage would have brought him down.
Tak kena berarti.
Viper fight in top short here currently too.
Yeah,
With
that's going to be caught, right? Pankata. Flash.
Kena anjing.
Push them back. QCK. Taking space.
Marv just
Fight's taking place all over the site, isn't
Pankata's
it?
played this beautifully.
Yeah, he's just let him right past, but he's given a kill.
Tak lewat mati satu temanmu lah.
Marv now.
Yalah,
Live in the
udah.
action. Kazine knows he has to back out, so there you go. Bonus round. Converted. Sentinels.
Jangan bilang kalian semua OP nih
It's an
attacker.
amazing beginning.
It's incredible how different Furia look on Haven compared to maps 1 and 3. It's like watching a different team. Where's the get up and go? Where's the aggression? Where's the tempo? It's all just disappeared. They're so incredibly timid with double duelist of all things, and Sentinels are running them over. This map could already be over, Brent.
Gila aja.
If they hadn't stumbled on the, ecos, if they'd won a pistol.
Yeah, we might have been looking at one of the most one-sided
Oh, time out.
maps that we've seen in some time.
And Furia are going to take another timeout. This is their second timeout taken in the map, so this is it. All or nothing, and the last chance for the coach to have any input.
Got to hit home how important it is for Furia. They need to win this series, Josh, to make playoffs, to lock it in themselves. If they lose the series, listen, they're not necessarily out, but
in fact, they're more likely in playoffs than not, but it's just up to, the luck of the fates at that
sheer
point.
chance, whether or not the other matches end up working out, which you never want. You never want.
And think about this from Furia's perspective. They've already had 2 chances. I mean, look at the stress. They had that match against NRG,
They
where
had
they
it.
lost after being up massively on Bind. They had the match against 100 Thieves, another 2-1 loss. And now they find themselves once again in a map 3 situation, possibly facing another 1-2 loss to another North American team. The slip from Furia and Leviathan it's been incredible. The South American teams, the longer that this has been on, I don't know whether it's just being away from home or the stress or what, but they're letting these opportunities slip away.
Incredible in all the wrong senses for them.
Toxins going up.
Again, scraping with the money. They want to opt into a rifle on Mazine, but he's dropped down to 800 credits from it. Doubled up now. Showers, contacting
Oh
plays
shit,
on plays.
oh shit.
Kills, reset. Game crouched up though. The Jazine is cool, calm, collected enough to find a second.
Oh, kok bisa?
That's what I'm looking for, right?
That's granted.
That is what Furia
Dapat tadi tuh harusnya.
were bringing on Haven.
Dek.
Bladestorm in his hands here. Pancada.
Bolos.
He feels like he has to make a play. The risks have got to be taken when their player's down like this. And now TenZ and Marv are both completely separated, doing their own things on other sides of the map.
Completely separated. I mean, Hookah not cleared. Obviously, QCK just holding that with the Stinger. At this point, looking to not give over the weapons that they've got, but still a bit of exploration happening from TenZ. He's really working himself deep into the spawn.
I am kind of surprised that he's not calling for Marv to rotate to B and try to actually win this round. They don't have time to collapse on A currently, especially when TenZ has not seen anyone on B. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what the goal is currently for Sentinels.
There's one. Sprays it through. 14 seconds left, though. And how do you win this? There's so much to clear, and not enough time again. Smoke cuts it up. Down to 7. Plant has to start going down, and it does. Fights.
Jangan bilang menang, Cok.
Shots rattled. They know that the site is really just split into 2.
This is so creative. I can't believe that they've got themselves into a 2v3 with the plant for them and serious chances of winning this round.
Dapat satu kill, sumpah.
With the molly. Drop down, burning away. Buys them crucial seconds. TenZ with the reposition, and this is all just trying to buy time for that one. Fight taken by Marv. He doesn't win it.
And it's not planted for TenZ.
It's spammable potentially in the box if he finds the right angle, but he needs to win these fights out, and he just doesn't do it.
Thrifty lagi kalahnya.
Fury again. They needed that, Josh. And listen, they're winning them with some consistency on this map, aren't they?
They certainly are. The 3rd Thrifty on Bind for Furia. Ridiculous. Almost half of their wins have come from that.
Credit to Digizine for the one to be opening this one up right at the beginning. Cast your minds back. You're seeing it here.
Yeah, he'd already got the kill onto TenZ before this even. But yeah, the Thrifty wins are keeping Furia alive. A lifeline. An absolute lifeline. Needed that. Digizine picks up an operator, and the op is looking... Okay.
Wah, gila.
What a reaction! The dash to try and punish Digizine! He's monstrous! Oh, the rifle in his hands. Well, not quite the rifle. Operator. Still putting in work.
But I mean, to have your op player covering your Viper, so you're going to pit down short and stop your op from even looking there, and you're relying on Digizine to hit that!
Yeah, I mean, it's pure reactions.
It's crazy, but he's delivered. And just like on Haven, where it felt Digizine and MW had to step up, otherwise the team were floundering, it feels like they're starting to here on Bind again. Especially Digizine.
Pushed up. Spike drop.
Denger juga
Z and
nih.
Sassy walking right into each other. Not a clue in the world. With every position compromised, Pancada.
Aduh, masa iya, bro. Dan sama ini sih.
And as
Pancada
Pancada
Thrifty lagi.
watches this round slip away, the Furia players will be delighted. They've now won as many gun rounds as they have eco rounds.
Yeah,
isn't that ludicrous?
It's crazy. But the fact that they're just staying in this one, I mean, this is going to be 9-8 now. Furia getting that momentum back. Confidence back as well. That's what you wanted to see from them.
10 seconds left.
So it felt like they had that in Haven. Really good game plans. Digizine, MW were popping off.
But they found it difficult to put them into good positions on the double duelist maps, which is bizarre to me because we've seen Digizine and MW go crazy playing Jet Rays before. But okay, heading into the next. Sentinels with a chance to regroup. They can still put together a decent buy.
Look at this. Where was this?
But yeah, let's have a... that was a was that a no-scope? There's no way.
I'm not sure. Did it just skip it? My eyes deceived me?
I feel like my eyes must have deceived me there. There's no way that was...
Any other circumstances, any other variables for the rest of the matches that are yet to be played in this week?
So what have they cooked up? You will often see teams take these tag timeouts on eco rounds so that, you know, the whatever input the coach is having is for the next, but this is going to be coming out instantly.
Yeah.
And Sentinels have so many big ults to play with here.
I mean, Orbital Strike, Showstopper, the Bladestorm TenZ is going to be offsetting the fact that he doesn't have a gun.
This just looks like they're keeping it simple and going short.
Fast play. Updraft. Target spotted, target acquired. Showstopper on the back. They're going to try and squeeze showers. They've got that space.
Oke, nice banget dapat.
MW dodges the rocket coming towards him. They're going to be setting up. Whoa, okay.
Seekers.
Mazine just rips it through the
And he wins the fight.
Nah, jadi situ juga.
That was supposed to be the backstab here. I mean,
Kan dia mati.
so alone. Tens feels like it's necessary to take some risks, take some space, take some
Oke. Udah oke jadinya.
Barreling over them. 2 players left standing and no more knives in the hands of Tens.
Jujur lah.
Ripped to shreds. Furia now looking even. 9-9. And they've dragged it back.
That's a ridiculous play. That is an absolutely ridiculous play. Mazine taking the teleport on his own caused so much distraction. And the fact that he just challenges off the Seekers whilst winning.
Yeah, I mean, the Seeker's giving him info here. When that one goes wide,
no, it just lines it up. Yeah, it's hugging the corner though. It could be going anywhere. That could be a player going. That could be a player literally anywhere on the map that isn't.
Kalah dah.
And he just decides to challenge. I don't even really know whether he knew there was a player there. I don't know.
Emang ada ulti soalnya di
And
PD
it's
sama
exactly what
main
they need.
jauh.
This is now 3 in a row, uncontested by Sentinels. Tens is going to be over towards the B side of the map, up with Marv. As Dujacine gets posted down short.
Mereka main kapan bang? Mereka udah gagal. Hazel.
Not that I can remember. Getting
Udah kalah.
Oh, he's so aggressive as an opper.
yeah, with the dash active, he feels like he can
Aduh,
take
ketahuan lagi kalau mau OB bos.
Kok
baunya bos.
back away.
They've heard the Trailblazer coming through showers, so Dujacine and Khalil back off to try and make sure that there isn't a serious push happening in that direction.
Mati nih kayaknya nih.
It's a hookah hole,
Kena
reminiscent
ini.
of the one that Sentinels
Kena
had
ini
with
hookah ini
Sexy
rame.
Pancada.
And it's going to be really hard to break.
Aduh.
That's it. Snake bite at the feet with the orb up.
Di delay lagi 50 detik. Apakah ada waktu
Now,
sahabat?
next one to take the contact. How does this get cleared?
Ulti.
Flash.
If Marv gets a sniff that they're doubled up in hookah like this, he has a
Awan.
brim ult that could be devastating.
Flash clears it. Still has the orbital strike. Won't really scratch it though. Okay, flash in the face here. QCK does not survive. Orbital
Terus dia kan
strike.
enggak kena
Splits it up.
dong.
Buy some time.
Nice banget tapi.
Hasn't spotted. MW though. Not
Oh,
accounted for.
mereka ada.
Gather enough to return the fire. The trade is there. And one
Nice,
player
nice,
left standing.
nice,
That's
nice.
just the Jazine with the operator. A
Gila.
chance of the retake. Still time.
Iku.
Gonna plan the spike here. Percentage play.
Lari-lari gak punya dosa.
Pays for it with his life.
Pakai jam tangan.
They have the money though, so Dujacine wanted to just send that one. It's a good round from Sentinels though. They find themselves, the key difference there, the reason why they're able to hold on, they have a massive, massive player advantage by the time the spike goes down. They didn't have to play a serious post plan. The execute just tore this to pieces, and not just the exec, but that late backstab from Pancada, coming through and clearing out hookah at the same time as the rest of his players were forming the distraction on the site.
Maybe
Untung gak lewat hookah aja. Hookah aja rame tuh.
look like Fury. We're getting this one. Forward, Satchel though. Push them back. Drop down.
Wah, ada deket tuh.
Need to really just push him away. The Fury players uncertain of where to aim in second.
Gila sih
Nasty
kenduk.
shots to hit. A two-piece.
Clear, let's go.
Awesome entry, puts them up to a 5v3 again. This is, once more, not going to be that challenging to play as a post plan because of just the sheer numbers advantage. And Furia, while the money is good, might not want to commit to this and just feed ult orbs. Look at where they're at. Zekken is one away, Pancada's one away. These are major ultimates that Sentinels could use to snowball this out of Furia's control.
Yeah, if they hunt for it.
We've seen other teams in EMEA and in Pacific have their fate not in their hands. You know, I was particularly thinking about the Pacific region, watching that clash with, you know, RRQ and Secret, Global, the massive battle towards the bottom of the pack, where none of them controlled their own fate, and it was devastating for those players. Watching the matches happening from the sidelines.
And you just
Dibahas
have to
RRQ,
watch
dibahas
Fury and
RRQ.
Terra hoping that it works out.
And that's the fate that Furia are inching ever so closer towards. With shots like this, the entry is so clean.
And Zekken has been sublime. Destroying on an individual basis.
And remember that if Sentinels get these final 2 rounds and cross the line, there is still a slim chance.
Still that sliver. Not gonna stop talking about it. Dash to Jazine, has to respect this util. Boombot chasing him down. Right at his heels. Still, the angle's there.
Hey!
The smoke. There was no util to accompany that.
Polos itu.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, and 10 just gets taken out anyway. This could really start to get incredibly scrappy. Rocket, yeah, Marv. Tried to avoid it, tried to dodge it. Not likely. Top of the box, that was spotted there, I believe.
Nice.
Aduh. Crazy gun.
Oke, nice banget, Sachi.
Good timing that he's found there. This now becomes winnable. A 2v3 where Zekken has showstopper.
It's all about how you find these kills. ADS up. Can't get it. Satchel. He knows the opper's watching. How does he cut his way across?
Spike planted. I've got your trail.
Decided not to. Wants to hold the crossfire. Dangerous though. Now takes his time with the swing as the Seeker was in his face. Sassy repositions. Let's watch though. QCK knows it. Through the wall. 54 health. He needs an impossible task in front of him. He needs to meet it. He needs to challenge it. Flash. Dodged. 3 bullets. Reload offered. Sticking. Dodging. Jumping around the side. Mazine. A watchful eye kept to defend his teammate.
And the score gets closer. 10-11. That's an unusual call from Sentinels. A lot of their big executes have been working nicely. They have the showstopper to play with, and instead they went for a contact walk through their own wall. Punished for it, and the operator really in Dutch's hands, finally showcasing why it's good against contact plays. We were talking about that on the split
all the time,
and it didn't do anything. Yeah. But Dutch is finally making it work. 3 players start the round over towards B for Furia, and that's where Sentinels are creeping up. It's slow and quiet again, but now the Trailblazer gives it away.
And it's so explosive. The dog, the rocket, right to the side, no damage.
Banyak tuh.
A little bit. Nade, where does that rebound? Could be anywhere. Geometry of this map, cutting its way across into the close corners. Still got that B-long position. They have... no, okay, well.
Kelas.
I was going to say they haven't cleared QCK, but they do eventually. They've got to know that there's other people long.
So planting inside the tube,
Aduh,
they have to know it plays long. They definitely do now. With Mazine grabbing that kill, smoked off, cut away for the rest of the team.
Mana spike-nya?
Is taken out, flashes.
Kelas.
Incredible.
Woo! Let's go. Let's go.
Firing off. Heads are found, bodies are tumbling, bodies are falling.
Look, nice.
And the face at the end. A critical round game for Sen. Brings him up to 12. 1 step away from winning the series.
Sentinels win here would be so huge. The fan base has just been desperate for them all season long. And Furia would get into a sticky spot.
Yeah, they'll be keeping their eyes glued to the PCT matches.
Both teams will. If Sentinels win 2-1 here, they need EG, Leviathan, and MIBR to upset for them to go through to playoffs.
It's absurd.
Furia taking a gamble, pushing down.
Doubled up.
Could be all on this.
High-low.
Nice, dapat satu.
Is returned.
Oke, lo parah.
Drop down to 10 health.
So an even exchange.
So clear.
Aduh, kelihatan.
Oh my goodness.
He gets concussed. But more importantly than that, they don't have smokes to work with. When they
Lo parah satu sih. Geget.
To get their plans down. How are they going to do that?
Lamps is compromised.
Okay.
They were watching the dog. Plankana once more.
Itu. Denger ya?
Action, that's the stinger. Out play. Still on the close corner.
Fuck.
Damage is done enough, surely. Rifles, util, push forward, one after the other, spraying, crossing the fire. Second.
I have the spike.
He stands a chance here, but he doesn't know where the other player is, and he's walking right into it as he holds his ground. And Lifeline still being brought 12-11.
Itu harusnya bisa.
The final round of regulation stands before us. Round
Cover sama Zekken tadi.
Sentinels are going to take a timeout. It's their last one, and they're about to get one back in OT anyway if they lose. So you might as well
swing, dapat info
get some input from Kaplan. I think they missed a trick in the prior round. When Marv died, Pancada's ultimate is the best way to block off sight lines and help them take some side control. And he got greedy and went for more. I like the proactivity from Sentinels, but sometimes perhaps they need to rein it in a little. I wonder what input Kaplan is currently having. Is this a cooked up set play kind of round? Is this reminding them stuff to think about as they move later? I mean, there's no way you can plan for OT. You've got to just get it done here.
Here and now. Chance to close things up.
Furia has actually got some really good ultimates to deal with what Sentinels are throwing at them. So, for all of you at home, Mazin and Khalil, they have the Seekers, they have the Orbital Strike. That's going to give them so many tools to deal with a Viper's Pit.
Denying the plant.
Yeah,
great as well.
Yep.
And so here we are. At a turning point in the series. All the importance placed on this one.
And a 4-player stack from Furia on A.
Oh my. What kind of read is this? Looks like a fight might be taken at Showers. Pings being made all the way. Stimmy, drop down. Got the speed, and they got the presence to take that early angle, and control of Showers is gained for now. Look at the wall up, contacted QCK off angle.
Kena gitu lagi dah.
No trade. Viper's Pit drop down. How does Pancada play it? Shorty in his hands around the corner, flick to the side. Furia setting themselves up.
Udahlah. Malah kacau gini, Cok. Bisa dah?
So many kills off with Sassy on 1 HP to Kado, bringing him back to life. Seeker though, that spots him in his face, jiggling the movement, dash to the side, and on the hands here for Furia. 12 to 12. We are going to OT.
Switching sides. Time.
This game has been crazy. It's really had it all. Fantastic performances from both of the teams in their respective maps on map 1 and map 2. And then this final one's been a banger. There's no telling who's going to be able to take this away. I definitely feel like Sentinels are going to be kicking themselves if they lose this map. Yeah. They had many chances to make the first half cleaner. That really should have been an 8-4 lead, but they lost 2 anti-ecos.
We're getting back into it. 5 more seconds ticking down. The barrier's going to be removed, and let's see how this ends up going. Furia dragged it all the way back. Double satchel now.
They're taking Showers control here quickly. 10 with an off has been posted hookah. That lets Sentinels full rotate over to B. Over to A. Oh, Pancada thinks better of it and stays his ground. But still, to me, the big challenge for Furia on their attack side was they never found the weak site. They were always hitting into 3 or 4 players.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
What is that? From what angle? Oh my. In what world?
Oh, bisa dapat, Cok.
That's a wall bang from back truck through a crazy position.
Sometimes you get blessed with those moments, but look at this. Lamps has been compromised. Dash forwards, flash doesn't connect.
Nice.
The Digi team not set up for success. Molly to the side. Maybe they can still find a way to pave into a round victory. Maybe it will take the firepower. Winning the shots here. Satchels backing away. Dogdo stunned. The Seekers have been earned. 38 seconds. And again, the off angle. Pancada with a knife out did not know.
Banget deh kalahnya, Cok.
Was compromised there. It's left up to 10s.
Aduh, 5 lawan 3, bos.
Dash fading away. Only the operator to do the
5
work.
lawan 3, bos.
So damn unlikely for Furia now. A chance to take the lead in the map, to take the lead in the series. The discipline is there, they're not giving an inch. Everyone backed away. No free fights. First one's there, 10s, claims it, smoke. Drop down, the spam going wide, gets half, an opportunity now. He's bought his time, flick to the side, he misses, no!
Sumpah lah.
Done for the wall, but it's not good enough.
Sumpah tadi 5 lawan 4, terus dapat lagi 1 lagi. 3 lawan 5. Mati 1, ngepick mati 1, 3 lawan 3 kena anjing mati. 2 lawan 3.
And it's palpable.
One enemy remaining.
They can feel it. The tide has shifted.
Ah.
And it is that one round that they need.
Oh. Bro, please.
So Furia on the defense, looking like they wanted to set 2 up in hookah. Pancada, is this early pressure? So this snakebite lands outside showers to help Zekken. And in the meantime, the other duelist,
Zek. Oh, Ten masuk Zek. Kenapa?
What awareness to even think of hard clearing that position.
That angle is nuts.
Go, Tens.
Either a sound bait or what, but he runs his way out of there and expects the re-clearance. 2 openings.
He had a great try.
Ayo, 5 lawan 3 lagi nih, bos.
Pretty much an unwinnable position in round 25. And now comes in here. Gives his team 2 amazing openings.
Aduh, bau-bau meninggal 1 sih.
With the operator, Jadazine, he knows the dog's not going to spot him. Tied close to the corner. Nade clears that one out. Dashdo's still there.
Bau-bau meninggal 1. Nice. Bingung dia.
From Zekken.
The bait and switch with Tens and Zekken. Lovely to stop Jadazine from getting anything done.
2v5.
Okay, nice. Ya, at least ada lagi lah, ulti lagi lah.
You have to make an attempt of it. Don't keep the guns going into the next round. Gotta make the most.
That'd be a crazy patch for overtime.
One enemy remaining.
Oke, Zekken nice banget.
MW's there. Offsets the movement enough to win out his fight, but he's got the most to deal with. Triple face. Yeah. Secure. 13 to 13, Sen. Whatever sliver of chance they have of making playoffs, it rested on that round.
And Tens delivered. Second and Tens at the top of the scoreboard currently. This 2K.
Anjas.
The awareness to find that.
Anjas. Itu dia, bro, kill kemenangan, bro. Kalau kill itu mas.
So we're going back into this. The score 13-13. Furia looked like they had a great game plan on their attack round. They took showers control super early on and then reset into a short push. This time, again, really determined to take one area of the map early and deny Sentinels map control.
A lot of tools used, though. The boombot. And the
nice.
Smoke into the back. That looks like an engagement. Yeah, the Jazine's in there. There was a flash to support and double satchel. The side is vacated, but they're surrounded. They don't have control of back halls. It's a spam battle occurring. The spike's still not in a good position.
As soon as the spike went down, Tens took the teleporter, so now he's early into hookah.
Tap. Trying to bait the presence, trying to bait the fight.
Ini bisa dapat nih, Tens nih.
Into the back of the site, taking
beda dia.
in before they can even get comfortable into these positions. Khalil still holds it. Tucks into the corner, an important fight to win.
That's so early from Tens.
Iya kan ya, keburu dia, cok.
Molly though lands at the feet, force them back around.
Okay, Marv. Okay, Sachi. One more. Kanan. Oh. Okay, aman. Oh, di bawah ya, di dalam ya. Nice banget, bro. Let's go.
Sentinels regain the lead.
How have Furia lost that post plan? How has Mazine died to a Brimstone Molly while playing a post plan position? What a crumble! And Sentinels taking hold of that opportunity perfectly.
And this is it now. You cannot falter.
They were running a spread default the last time they played the attack round in OT. Now Sentinels are essentially doing the same thing Furia just did. A 4-1 grouped up towards long. But it's slow and quiet.
Bisa ya, ada ya. Tadi sih terlalu manis buat diulang ya.
It all come down to this. Zine gets a bit of information.
Scout destroyed.
GG.
Trailblazer broken,
Dapat
only
info
spots
ya.
the one and a jump spot. Oh, they're going to be pre-aiming this. Now, backing away. 1 minute 20. Dropping down now steadily.
Ulti gak sih, bro?
Have a deep flash. Zine now doesn't have another one for another 15 seconds.
These flashes, though, are keeping 3 players on B. And Furia are stacking the right site at the moment. Dushazine's got great information down this. He is open to both sides of short. But Dushazine's not afraid of that.
50 seconds.
Hey!
This way, that way. Eventually, wrangle and control.
That's about the first piece of utility that's been used in the entirety of this round by Sentinels.
Think about how dangerous that is. When you're up against the potential of the operator, we know.
I think even both duelists on B. No, okay, so Zekken...
Itu kena satu sih. Oke anjing.
Shot found. Dash disengage. Shower's going to be reclaimed now. And you can be that thorn in their sides with 20 seconds remaining. Flash into the back. Khalil's still there, but they don't know his position. 18. They want to try and flip this site and take control of this one all the way back round. It's all about contact plays. Walking. Stepping into it. Second lands it.
Nice banget Zekken.
One more was all it took there. They got to know that Showers are still occupied. There's just there. How do you approach it? What's for? 3 players left standing out for Sen. To try and close this one out. Contained. Corralled. 2 players in lamps now. They need to find this one. The tap onto it. Shorty's jumping around. That's to the
Hey, Tens!
No way! Sticking it through. Ten's still alive in a moment, but it's all the way being stuck. Getting off of it. It's a nade. Prevents it. No one sticks it around. Shorty's just chaos. It's pandemonium.
Oh!
Furia survived.
Oh.
Crazy situation for it to go 14-14.
Langsung lari gitu, Cuk.
We're getting another round of OT.
Dia bisa tahu kanan ada.
Like you said, Brand Furia survived. They hold on by a thread. Marv goes down as the
Itu Marv apa itu?
He's the person that's taking space off that dog rather than Zekken. When Marv has gone down on this map, they have lost every time. When Marv goes down first, they're 6 for 6 in round losses. I mean, also 6 first deaths is kind of a lot.
A bit of a breather. All right, let the tension out.
So Furia taking timeout at this point. You know, both of the teams are going to be coming into timeout with a few ideas of what they want to do, okay? We're going to take Showers control on our attack side. On defense side, we're going to do X, whatever that is. When it gets to 14-14, your mind just goes blank. I mean, that was a visual indicator of what your mind looks like in overtime when it gets this deep. Yeah. Because you're running out of ideas.
That's what I mean. The ideas start running out. The prior conditioning starts to fade away. And at this point, you just start throwing things at teams.
Yep.
We saw it. I mean, it's literally manifested in the last few rounds we've seen on the attack side of these teams. They're grouping up as 5. Fast plays, trying to fight for the extremities now, but round and round we go. 14-14.
Ten's picking up that glass cannon operator. 3 players from Sentinels on A.
Aduh, kok pakai OP
Again,
nih.
want to stress, Marv cannot be dying first. He has 12 first deaths in the series so far. That's the highest out of any of the players. 6 of them in this map. They've lost all 6 of those rounds.
Not the body block. Okay. Interesting tech.
Tolong,
a bit of time.
Yeah, stop the dog from getting any space.
And this angle right here. Past the wall.
Ya kan?
It was pre-aimed by MW.
Very sharp.
And they strike, they capitalize. This is Furia. Getting some ground, but they do not have that Shower's control.
Nice.
The Jazine takes the wrong timing with that one, or at least not clearing properly. Snakebite though. Used to push them back. Maybe the plan can go down here. MW sticking, it was a satchel.
Nice, Hachi. Nice banget.
And Mankata lurking, creeping again. Up.
PD.
Double flanks going on here, both Pankada and Mazine.
Nah kan?
Who can get more value?
And everything's placed on this one.
Oh!
Footsteps watched for Khalil. We're on the back. Flank attempt from Mazine. The molly at his feet. It's crumbled. It's on a 2-on-2. Time pressure starting to play that factor.
But they got hard already.
Yep.
Aduh, jelek banget dah.
Buy some space, buy some time. Half a tap, forcing the engagement, forcing the fight, forcing the battle. 2 players left, sticking it through. Sassy's weak. Not enough.
Nice.
Sentinels.
Gak salah nonton tuh. Walaupun gak lolos pun seru yang penting besok.
Once more, they are 1 step away from taking the series.
So many opportunities. They've had so many tries. Tens did a great job at keeping them alive when they were down. And since then, they've had a couple of good opportunities to close this match out. And Furia have stayed in it. All right, let's see.
Back into it.
Oh, big battle here with the operator as well over in Showers. And this is what happened last time. They took Shower's control, and Zekken just danced away.
Danced away, pushing back. Trailblazer. Again, standard to be using this early on in the round.
Yeah, 10 spotted, but he has been the player defaulting over towards B. So that doesn't tell them enough necessarily to go and stack B.
Grouped up.
They're still having MW rotate over though.
Surely going to be spotting this one now, and it comes down to this. Dog's there. Doesn't kill or doesn't latch. No stun. Claim. Dash forward stop and a flash is perfect.
Kayak gini lagi.
Dismantling them, but maybe Marv can strike back. Maybe. He gets his 2, and he's left it up to Pancada now. Torch passed on, but not enough to reset. Not when he's being double-faced. How many more times are we going to see it? Round and round we go. The overtime never ending.
15-15. I want off the Sentinels crazy ride, Brent. Oh. The emotions must be running so up and down for these players. It's incredible to stabilize your game when the adrenaline is flooding through you, and there are peaks and troughs like this.
Aduh, doi. Berarti pertarungan papan bawah ini. Lawan tengah. Sama-sama butuh lolos, tapi Sentinel kok menampung nggak kasih lolos. Sentinel tapi papan bawah sih, nomor 6 dia. Nomor 8 dari 10 tim. Sentinel yang bawah.
Feels like one of the first times we've seen MW this early inside hookah. Is that going to catch somebody off?
Udah dapat depan gini, lumayan demapnya yang dapat nih.
Potentially the people that would be spotting that.
Yeah, I mean, with all of the emphasis that's being placed towards B long and showers early on by Furia, this is different taste of things.
Yeah, it's different.
Maybe different is what they need to get them over that hurdle.
Oh, it's so quiet. Furia grouping up, but they found again the site that has 3 Sentinels players at it.
Flash connects. Dodge to the side.
Aduh.
Pancada was close, he falls. And no one's watching.
Kena tuh.
Present to spray trans was almost dead, Sassy.
Haji dapat 2. Ten, sabar. Udah menang nih, udah menang. Nice.
Is there, Khalil. Rips it to the side, last one left, last one standing, teleport to back out. 20 seconds, has the spike. Maybe this is winnable.
Tens is incredibly quick down short here. Wow, Khalil even tapping.
Tos.
Off to the side.
Astaga.
26 left. Ult in his hands. The orbital striking is noted. Push him back.
Astaga, 26 cuy.
And he's bought a chance to pull off a heroic clutch 1v2. Anticipating it.
GG juga cara dia naruh badannya, Cuk. Anjir. Oh, gini banget gamenya ya.
Standing on the precipice of potentially winning the series.
That is such a great try from Khalil, and you see the brimstone head-to-head towards the end.
On gak sih, bro?
I don't know how the players keep their cool in those
gila Sachi. Tret.
Both very used to playing the clutches, and both played it wonderfully. Marv comes out with it in the end, and you see what it means to Khalil. I mean, that one wasn't even for the map. That was just to put them at an advantage. Sentinels once more have Furia on the brink. If Furia lose this round, they go from 4th to 8th in the standings. That's how much this round means.
How much the entire series means. For Sen, you've got to grasp this opportunity that's ahead of you now. They've been on match point so many times, but it's the last chance they have at any shot of playoffs. Nate pushes it forwards. It's a dash to the side there. It's scrappy. It's all over the place. It's labored. Furia are the ones who are winning. Gunfight's going their way. Molly at the feet, but it doesn't actually clear Tijazine.
And if they cancel, Mazine is miles behind them currently. Mazine might have over-pushed here, to be honest with you.
I mean, these kind of crazy plays.
He's not containing, though. He's not giving them any info if they go back to B. If they took the teleport, he would be in a bad position. I mean, somehow Sentinels have found the gap here perfectly. To the point where they're going to find an empty B site.
Just, yeah, I mean, the read there from Furia, maybe anticipating there was a cut noise.
Wah, B tahu sih harusnya sih.
But
Mazin's got to know at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's cleared all the way through showers. They got to know, but then no, I mean, no one's moving.
No.
Anticipating that they're all grouped up towards short. Possibly it's these Viper walls.
QCK also looks like he thinks someone might have lurked through B into their spawn. Like Tens did on one of the previous rounds in regulation.
It's all over the place. The free plant. 3 players.
Oh, menang sih bisa sih. Titiknya 1 doang.
But it is winnable. Normally you would see teams do something aggressive in this spot because they're down a player.
Deep smoke. It's an obstacle in their face. Furia, they need to stay alive.
Takut. Kepikiran, Cok.
Good for the one, but still in the advantage. And now just Sassy.
Lah.
Swing by QCK. And even if he fell, even if he was taken out, his team is going to have We go again.
I hope none of you got anything to do today. We're locked in here. Sentinels Furia. It's now officially, I mean, it already was, but it is the longest overtime that we've had in Americas this year. 16-16 the score. Neither of these teams able to win 2 in a row. I suppose Sentinels did actually that one time where Tens was able to pick up 2 and save them from match point.
Well, an absolute clinic and show that has been put on.
What a roller coaster.
Tension is in the air.
Aduh.
Sentinels using theirs now as we enter this 3rd, 4th, 5th round of overtime. I don't even know, Josh. At this point, I've lost track. But
yeah,
listen,
they have a tactical timeout. Do they still? They were saving this one specifically for 16-16. This game has been quite ridiculous.
It gets to this point, and what do you even say? We made mention of it. Any sort of prior conditioning tends to go out the window when it gets like this, because each individual round is just a microcosm. Back and forth, swapping the sides. When you get to this point, it's hard to even keep track of any sort of exploitable elements that any side can be doing.
I do think, though, you're seeing a tendency from Furia to want to fight. The way in which Khalil is swinging and playing aggressive, they're trying to stuff Sentinels. Maybe there's a read there that they can try and pump fake. You know, throw a bunch of utility out, bait somebody into a bad swing and be holding for it. They're going to start on the defensive side, though, here, Sentinels. Looking to fend off a potential short push. Furia didn't run many of these. Flash, fast.
There we go. Satchels as well. Moving forward.
Tens ya. Nice banget Tens.
And a kill. Claim. Tens.
Aduh, mati juga.
This is back now to the empty cap here, just giving up that space because he knows that Lamps is compromised round the side. Shorties clearing their way, cleaving their way. Sassy. Fast to roam around here. He's making his own flank attempts as well. He's going to be gathering that information, but is he also going to be overcooking it? 4 versus 4.
Itu depannya.
Tap. Hoping that it baits out the
La.
fight, and guess what it does? Mazin happy to oblige. Tens still alive. And a fight here with the spike.
Aduh, tak.
Quite stuck.
Kelihatan duluan anjing.
Nevertheless, shots there. 2 versus 3. And Furia. And just about done it now. 17-16, Josh. They take that critical step forwards, and now just one more.
Lihat kiri.
Something they have not been able to do essentially this whole time. Only once, right at the start of OT, did we see Furia get into this point where they had potential to win the match. There was some whiffs happening there, Bren.
Yeah.
Tens and Sassy had spots where they could have won the round.
Iya, cancel di 1 itu kalau udah cancel. Cancel ngepick lagi mati.
It's a spread default. It's slow from Sentinels.
And how does it get applied? Tens. Oh, he sees it. Wants to take
Dah, ini dah. Ini sih bau-bau sih. Lihat speknya. Spike-nya.
Spike has dropped down in the middle of nowhere. A bit of the site going to be contained and gained. Second has worked his way.
Udah bener planting. Planting gas, planting.
Sentinels feeling so uncertain of where they want to land. They know they've got the site though. Moving forwards, that spike will get planted, but they have a player disadvantage.
Furia have been giving them the sight and just playing these retakes with a player advantage in OT.
Si mereka sih 3 biji, cuk.
They all go through the teleporter.
Surely this is it. Space vacuumed up, clears up.
Free lagi.
Section of the map here onto the side. Nade round the back, rebounds, doesn't do any
Ada
damage.
ini, cuk, apa namanya?
This is line
Post-plan.
Molly down onto the floor. Flash round to the side as well. Mark doesn't win his fight.
Aduh, mati lagi sakinya.
Causing danger, causing elements here. Comes down to this. Spraying through.
Okay. Okay.
QCK sticking
Why?
in the
Why?
half on the board. Gets off it. Taps it. Time running short. Spamming. No way. No way. We go.
Aduh.
It's disbelief. It's a disbelief. How can you not be? 17, Brad. I mean, it's just crazy. A player disadvantaged situation. The two controller players, the two source players, Marv and Pangarda stepping up so enormously for their squad.
Ini dia masalah mental. Nggak akan tempo kan minta ada apa-apa. Anjir.
To the distance.
Doesn't matter who wins this round, no. We're going again.
It feels like it. Okay. No rest.
Strap in.
Sumpah.
This time Ten's opting.
Kira kalah, cuk.
Last time he was on the defensive round, he had the rifle in his hands. This time moving back over.
Dia berhenti, coba dia nggak berhenti.
Both teams are just doing whatever they can to try and throw some different flavor into the round. Yeah. Anything. And for Sentinels here, it's a 4-player stack on B. I mean, this is, I don't know what the read is based off, but it's a hard read. Maybe the single flash that Mazine threw at the beginning of the round?
Nabrak, bingung.
Fury haven't really used any utility, not another single piece.
All of A given up. Marv playing safe, playing for his life all the way into the back heaven, but yeah, the players are going to be matching them. Oh, shot.
I'm constantly amazed at Furia's ability to find the difficult site to hit on Vine.
Dash now, flash.
Nice! Let's go!
QCK, not a chance in hell once more.
Let's go!
What a hard read. Yeah. 4 players on that site.
Sentinel. Ada nggak lolos ya di sini ya.
One more round, Josh. One more round. And Furia denied the chance to take playoffs themselves. And for Sentinels, it's that last sliver. Whatever the percentage might be, don't tell me the odds. I don't want to know them at this point. They're grasping at anything to stay in this.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard the crowd rooting against Sentinels.
It could be either way.
Oh, I suppose, right.
Yeah,
one more round to win. I thought they meant one more round of OT.
I mean, we might get there. We're going that way. Okay, attack side op for Tens. Again, different flavors being placed, but it does slow down any attempt that you have at trying to be that much more explosive on the attack side.
Both of these teams have been playing it so slow in these rounds too. It makes it difficult to figure out which site has more players on it. That's why Fury have been running into the stacks so often. Might be similar story here.
3 grouped up. Crosshair placement from QCK. It's good for it. Jumping off onto the box there. Snake bite shot to the wall. Narrowly avoided. Khalil. Just jump spotting. Back in the head. And they are hunting for a kill. Open sight line. And it is what it comes down to. 40 seconds. Position forwards gained here. The front of the site is theirs, but util is used to try and push back the spike.
It's going to be hard to get the plant down.
Yeah, really difficult. Fully grouped up. Shotgun close, rifle back, holding the back.
Oh, not much time.
Not much time at all. 24 seconds left. Mark just needs to hold and bait this one out. Pancada planting. Opportunities is there. Now the molly. Pushing them back and away. Clearing through into laps.
Enggak sih, bro. Oke, 1. Oke, 2. Ultiman gak ada. Ultiman gak ada. Nice. Ya walaupun nggak lolos, bodo amat lah, menang.
They absolutely do. In the most Sentinels way possible. They win this game. Probably still don't make playoffs. It's an outside chance. But they just cause havoc for every other team, including Furia, who now both of these squads, both Sentinels and Furia, had their chances to make things
paling besok nonton lagi paling hari Minggu. Sabtu paling nobar lagi aku yang Asia Pasifik.